Welcome, race fans, to the 16th round of the 2019 Champ Car Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. It's the Cookie Cutter Classic at Gingerman Raceway. It's one of the best-kept secrets on the calendar that's quickly becoming the unsecret in Champ Car. Gingerman is a driver's favorite, as is evidenced by a capped field of race cars yet again this year in Champ Car. This time, it's the picturesque setting of South Haven, Michigan. With the beach of Lake Michigan just a stone's throw away, Gingerman Raceway has it all. A safe, fun, busy racetrack, and a place for the whole family to relax and enjoy the surrounding amenities. Paul Veltum here, joined once again by Bill Strong, bringing you all of the racing action from Gingerman Raceway. Day one started after a heavy thunderstorm left Gingerman drenched and without power. Lightning in the distance further threatened the day's race as teams soldiered on, preparing for the start. Power was restored moments before the cars were to roll off the grid, and as the cars circulated, the Champ Car staff worked quickly to bring equipment online. Surprisingly, the race started only 10 minutes late, and we were on our way as the rain tapered off. Arbank Racing took the early lead in their Honda CRX, only to be overtaken by TRM Motorsports in their BMW 318 on a still, damp racetrack. Low Farm Racing suffered an early engine failure in their BMW and quickly went to work replacing it with a backup engine. Crank Yankers Racing worked their way up as high as 5th overall and began to falter as an apparent fuel management system issue reared its ugly head, slowing the team. They eventually parked the car to work steadily to resolve the issue for Sunday's race. Auto body specialists in their Mazda RX-7 blew an oil line early on. After repairing that problem, they then had a brake caliper fail going into turn 11. Unfortunately, they were unable to avoid hitting the back of the GWR machine, causing a lot of superficial damage to both cars. But the situation was only worsened when moments later, after passing Arbank Racing for second position, GWR Racing was black flagged for passing under yellow, which meant a 3-minute stay in the black flag station. This happened at 10:55 a.m. and once released from the station, they opted to pit, taking fuel and their required driver change. After their pit stop, they emerged from the pits a distant 11th. Arbank took the lead away from TRM Motorsports at 11 o'clock and really never looked back. As the track continued to dry, the Honda CRX of Arbank Racing came into its own on the 2-mile road course and seemed untouchable. Ghetto Motorsports was spotted being pushed up pit lane as we began to see the teams begin to now struggle with fuel consumption in the dry. Without the advantage of a damp racetrack, GMS passed TRM Motorsports for second at 12:30 as the four-cylinder began to fall prey to the now faster cars. The number 90 Miata was black flagged and had to sit for 10 minutes after leaving the pits without properly securing the harness belts over their driver's Hans device. The Ecotec-powered Cavalier lost its engine, causing the team to begin to search for a replacement. Then the dazed and confused Mustang came into contact with Team Milan's Miata, causing both cars significant superficial damage. Both cars continued, but the Milan Miata was never a threat for this race as they battled an ill-handling car due to a tire choice they would later regret. GWR Racing found their way up to second, but it was ludicrous speed in their second-generation MR2 that chased them down and stole away the position, leaving GWR lamenting over an early race black flag that may have left them out of reach by race end. The Arbank team and its drivers were relentless and never seemed to put a foot wrong. Even their new driver, Larry Fishdog, from Premium Dudes, was unflappable, setting the fastest lap time of the day for the team.
I'm here with Greg Platt. You guys had a battle yesterday with Victoria's Secret?
Yes, sir.
So what happened, man?
Well, some good buddy of ours. We got out there and just really similar cars. Their BMW and our Miata just put down extremely similar lap times, and it came down to the wire and really ultimately came down to fuel strategy on both our parts, and ended up with a 7th and 8th place finish.
So that fuel strategy, your drivers were battling back and forth, and maybe they didn't pay attention to your instructions?
Yeah, it took a little while to get them both to settle down. One would pass the other, and the other guy would kind of want to start pushing it a little bit more, and the one would put down a little bit faster of a lap time, and they're kind of going back and forth, and overall it was a little bit longer to get them to settle down, and we basically both came in on fumes.
All right, guys, good luck today.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Champ Car Live. Paul Veltsum, Doc Waldrop's with us today. I think Tiffany's going to be joining us too. Doc, how are you this morning, sir?
Man, if I was doing any better, Paulie, there'd be a picture of me in every post office, not just the ones in Georgia.
Andy's saying, keep an eye on Junk in the Trunk. I think you're totally right, Andy. And I had them pegged to win a race at this race this weekend. Looks like they should be starting on pole this morning because of the reverse order. Yeah, I like Junk in the Trunk, and here's why. Raced with them at Brainerd International. They were strong both days. We ran the Donnybrook, and we ran the comp course. The comp course, very similar to Gingerman. They were strong there. They were going to walk away from us at the Donnybrook, but both days they had some issues, mechanical issues. Day one, they had some fuel issues. They were spilling fuel, and they had to come in for extra pit stops. And day two, they broke a shifter. So anyway, I agree with you, Andy. I think we'll be keeping an eye on them because they're going to be up front. They won't have to work their way up through the field like they did yesterday, starting last. And they've got a strong car. They got a swap in that E36 or something. So anyway, whatever the case may be, I think they're going to be strong.
Hey, Paul.
So tell us about who do we got? Bill?
Yeah, hey. Just to let you guys know, we have about 100-yard visibility right now at the track.
I was going to say.
Low fog. It's really humid, and it's really nasty outside. So I'm just going to spend my day up here in the air-conditioned tower.
Oh,
there you go.
You don't. Oh, no.
But yeah, Troy Isidore, the Junk in the Trunk guys, are really excited about having a camera in the car this weekend. So I couldn't find him yesterday, so we have it in the car now, and I think they'll do okay. They're really excited about today's race. All right, back to you guys. That's how bad it is out there.
Yeah.
Pretty soupy.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to report here, as you can see.
Yeah.
But
we
Doc,
can't see.
Well, Doc, tell me about your day yesterday.
We
were at a car show.
Yeah, we had a blast. So there's a attached to Dobbins Air Force Base, which is where the big Lockheed Martin plant is. They had a car show, and it was their first year. I didn't realize that. And they had about, I don't know, about 150 cars show up. Everything from exotics like Lamborghinis and a couple of McLarens, all the way back. E30s. They had at least two E30s. And they also had some rat rods. They had some awesome bands that kind of like played swing music and stuff. And we had there was a pinup girl contest. There was some fine looking ladies out there. And Jazz came out. Richard Sonato came out. They brought their number 46 car. And Matt Harper from Flying Wrench showed up. They brought a couple of cars. And then Pete Gasser brought out the Dub Bar, which is a high roof VW, like a microbus, but it's a high roof, and they were stocked from the factory. They made 150 of them, and there's only 6 of them left that they know of in the registry. But with all these rides out there and blower motors and hot rods and stuff like that, and some nice like early 40s classics, Pete won Best in Show with the VW Dub Bar. We took some videos. Maybe we'll play them later during the break. We've got an hour, quiet hour here today, and I believe that's from 11 to 12.
Right.
And it's a very cool trophy, and I got a trophy too.
That is, yeah, I saw that.
Now mine was granted a participation trophy, but he said, look, we were trying to figure out, he said every time we posted, you shared, And he said, we were trying to think of something we could give you an award for. And he said, so we finally decided, well, you were the first car that registered for our first year. So that deserves something. So, yeah.
Well, it does, Doc. Doc, that's a really cool trophy. And it's even though it's not really a participation trophy because you actually won that by being first to sign up for the event.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Take it seriously, man. We're really proud of you. We're really proud of our family when they win awards.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Right.
The ones that don't show them off all the time.
Unless, yeah. Well, who would do that?
Unless it gets out of hand.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Of course, it would never get out of hand.
I know. It's just ridiculous.
But it was pretty cool. So I was quite shocked, and of course I met up with my pool team. Won our division championship yesterday. So after the car show, I went by our local.
Wait! Pool team. Is this like the old folks' home where you guys go out in the pool and exercise every morning?
No. This is actually billiards. They won the division championship. So I had to stop there, and they were all showing off our trophies and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I got something to show y'all. I got 2 trophies yesterday. One for the pool team, and another for the car show." So.
Tower Cam 1 Tower Cam 1 should be up now. So you think I'm playing around, just sitting around? I'm working, buddy. I'm working.
Okay, we got it.
You can't see much from it. You can barely see the flagger stand. You can't see the track at all.
Nah, I can't reach out the window and bring off the lenses because where I have them located. So
right.
We'll have to wait till the sun burns it off.
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with the camera lens. It's all fog.
Yeah. From all we see the guardrail, and that's as far out as it goes.
Yep. Kind of the world ends right there.
Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, we can see it. We could see it just fine. Oh, yeah, that is better.
That is better, yep.
Okay.
We can at least see the track now.
Yeah. If you want to turn it down to turn 1 like we talked about yesterday, that might be cool too.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, open up. Gotta get the software working. So
Garena Watson Racing, man, they put on a show yesterday. It was a crazy day for those guys. A lot of ups and downs. They almost got taken out in an accident, but they managed to stay on track. But Bill said the back end of that car is really pushed in.
Well, remember at NCM, he lost the front end of the car. Had to rebuild it overnight.
During practice, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
This is at least it wasn't as hot out, but they just kept going. They just kept motoring on. That was
they
during the period
third.
when they were
that
climbing.
Ain't bad.
No, it's not. They were really in a good spot to get second, but I think that black flag really hurt them. And
right.
I didn't really think of much of it at the time. It was very early in the race, but
those things
later
come
on,
back to haunt
said, if we hadn't had that, we would have been further up, and it would have been more out of reach for Ludacris to catch us.
Right.
So I think it did come back to haunt them in the end.
I mean, we've talked about this. It used to be able, you could survive a penalty or something. Not anymore. You really can't. You've got to have pretty much a flawless race.
When you've got teams at the front that are consistently finishing nose to tail after 7 or 8 hours of racing, how can you afford that?
Yeah,
you can't say that. You can't say, "Oh, we'll make it up in the distance." Well, it doesn't work that way anymore.
Well, and especially on these shorter races. I mean, this is what, a 7-hour today?
This one's a 7-hour race, yeah.
So I mean, that's no time at all. It seems to go by in a heartbeat. And what are they lapping here at, Paulie?
Well, it's around $1.50. Some of them are around 147, 145 for the really fast cars.
You're going to go down a couple of laps even with the stop and go.
Yeah,
for the most part, and those are hard to get back anymore.
Yeah, it's one thing to catch them; it's a whole other thing to pass them. You know how that goes.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. Are we going to start a race with? Can we start a race with low visibility?
Let me ask our timing and scoring. I'll go work on turn 2 in here in a few minutes. I got a new battery for it.
All right, Bill.
I think that battery is kind of shutting down. So, Chris, you're our timing and scoring guy this weekend. So, what do you think about visibility, not being able to see the track? Does it really matter for these guys?
Maybe just a little bit. I don't know if they're going to turn their lights on or not, but it's really not going to help either way. It's daylight, but you can't really see. Visibility is less than 150 yards.
Yeah. They just need to go slower.
Yeah, well, it is racing, so go fast and crash or go slow and survive.
Yeah. So
well, we raced.
If I was race control, yeah, I mean, I would start the race. It's just as a driver and a team owner, you really need to control your guys and say, hey, it's you can't see much out there, but you need to be really careful.
So
didn't we have this at AMP too? Didn't we have this at AMP too?
Well, AMP was just miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, between Saturday's rain and Sunday's brutal cold.
I don't think we had this much fog at VIR. Though.
Oh, we've had this kind of we've had this kind of fog at Nelson Ledges though. At night.
Right.
Which would be far worse. Because you have to use your headlights.
That's what they tell us, but I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's raceable weather, but, this is endurance racing. This is what we do. This isn't IndyCar or NASCAR where you get a drop on the track, we quit.
Right.
This is real racing. Yep. So that's what I say. Run it,
yeah.
Race it. I mean, if you think it's a disadvantage to your team, I'll bet you I can find three or four people it's an advantage to their team.
Sure.
So,
well, and especially what was the team that you mentioned, Paulie, that knows this track so well?
Oh, it's TRM Motorsports. Those guys can drive it with their eyes closed.
Right.
Yeah.
So
those guys are definitely going to enjoy it.
And essentially, with these kind of conditions, you kind of are driving it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
That's where it comes in, having this muscle memory and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think they could see once they arrive where they're going. I think it's just the moxie to keep your foot in it going down the straightaways.
Right. Right.
That you're going to be okay when you get there. You're not going to have, because it is going to be difficult to see the flag stations. You're not going to know until you get there.
Right.
I just asked Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't know.
Here's TRM Motorsports, and boy, those guys look strong yesterday morning. Man,
they're good drivers. I mean, they do a lot of tire testing and stuff here, and they all they're tire testers and marketing from Tire Rack. So I mean, they know how to drive. They know how to do this stuff.
Arbank Racing, of course, won the race yesterday. There you can see the standings from yesterday on the left, and had some problems with the left front on that car. Brought it in with just a few laps to go to check it. Driver was concerned the wheel was just gonna fall off.
Right.
But they wiggled it. No, it's still on there. Sent him back out.
This isn't Bill's car. Get back out there.
So.
Participation boy.
Now, Bill, if it was Bill's car, there wouldn't have been any warning. It would have just gone off into the field. Yeah.
We kid because we care, Bill.
So reverse order this fine day, whereas Junk in the Trunk started last yesterday. They will start on pole.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Tiffany.
How are you?
Morning, Tiffany.
Morning. A little slow to get my technology going this morning. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right. We got started a little early, so just glad to have you with us. How are you?
I'm good. Waking
Great.
up. It's I'm on Central Time, so it's early.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Starting a race at 8 o'clock in the morning seems early to me too.
Starting early and towing is the worst two aspects of racing.
Mike Chiswick is not a morning person, and this morning he came down out of the hotel, didn't even eat breakfast. So, Andrew, if you're listening, he didn't eat breakfast. That's why he's going to be in a bad mood.
He's going to be grumpy.
He just looked really like, I don't want to be here. Yeah, so I hope these guys behave themselves today because Chiswick didn't have his Cheerios.
They're going to be in trouble.
Somebody pissed in his post toasties, huh?
All right, I'm here at camera 2.
Oh.
So it looks like it's on. Paulie, it looks like camera 2's on. Turn 2.
All right, it should be in car 6.
Let me look.
So Sam Miner has joined us from Low Tide Motorsports. We got Trish England on. Wow.
Yeah, it's working. It's transmitting in car 6. Got it? All right, I restarted it and stopped it, so that probably helped.
How's the lens on it, Bill? I know.
Well, it's really cool now because I can see the flag station. Before I couldn't see the flag station, so it's getting better.
Because that tower cam, I didn't think it would help, but it certainly helped.
Well, let me tell you, it's not going to matter because as soon as I wipe it off, it's going to get wet again.
Sure, yeah. But you made the effort, Bill. And yes, and that's what counts.
The effort was yesterday. We now have 5 broadcasters or 4 broadcasters, so we're good.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of awards. So
yeah, you do.
The nice thing is that Paulie and I are going
awards, right?
Paulie and I are going to sit back and let this show happen while you guys do all the work today. Okay. Since you guys had your vacation yesterday.
It was not a vacation.
I did a 14-year-old girl's birthday party.
What, like a teenager party?
Yes.
Sounds like it.
Oh my
not
goodness.
Vacation. Right.
Okay, I do feel sorry for you.
Okay, there you go.
And I was out promoting Champ Car, Bill. And I met several Champ Car teams. Their drivers were out at the car show. I met the guys from Sarah Sloan. A couple of those guys were out there. And then I think it was the Rotary Retards team. One of the Rotary cars, they had a couple of guys out there.
Oh, hey, we got a question. Can you push start a rotary engine?
I would assume so.
Why not? Yeah, sure. If it's in a car.
Thing, right? If you wanted to.
That was funny.
That was good. That was really good.
Sure.
All right, I'm just going to sit here in my car. Nice air conditioning.
No, Rodney, there was no beer at the Dub Bar. But we must have had 1,000 people come up and ask us if we were selling beer.
And good morning, Sam from Low Tide Motorsports. Good to see you there with us today. And once again, Low Tide Motorsports providing trackside support for your team. Check them out at lowtidemotorsports.com. If you need or would like to get some help.
Yeah, they'll do
your racing effort.
As much or as little as you require. And I think it's a great idea if you've got a new team. I think, other than volunteering to work as a marshal at the race so you can see what teams do, you hire Sam and his folks. I mean, they could probably save you in bad,
So you're out here taking pictures of your car. What car do you have?
A 318 Ti.
And did you get to race yesterday?
Yes.
How'd you do?
Better than last time I was here, which was the goal.
Cool. What's your name?
Kristen.
And where are you from?
Originally from Pittsburgh, but we all live in Detroit now.
So are you like a real race car driver?
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you are, because you drove a real race car yesterday.
I did drive a race car in circles very fast.
So do you have any advice for these guys that have no clue what they're doing?
An hour is plenty of time to figure it out. Just stay on your line.
I'll buy that.
And yeah, stay on your line. Don't be aggressive.
For some of us,
be aware of your surroundings and do your best.
So basically everything that Bill does not do.
Sure.
All right,
That's
cool.
another excellent way to learn your way around Champ Car racing is don't do what Bill does.
Yeah, Troy does that. Troy Trulio, pretty much that's their team motto. Don't, if Bill says do something, do the opposite.
Well, confidence is key, though.
Yes, yes. And she's very confident. So are you out today? You're going to race today? What stand? So we can, keep an eye on you?
Oh, geez. Probably mid-afternoon.
So you're saying you're also the fastest driver on the team?
No, I'm actually the slowest. So I go out before the fastest driver, so the car is happy.
So you're saving it for the guys?
Correct.
Yes, that's good. So,
and I'm proud of that.
There you go. All right.
It's an endurance race.
Yes, it is. Do they understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What team is it again?
BMW Racing.
There you go. All right. Thank you.
Now, how did she say that?
BMW.
BMW. Yeah. There's a lot of guys sitting around the 316 car here. It's an RX-7 without one of those rotary things. It's a Eco-Tech. The Eco-Tech is a really tall engine.
Yes. A couple of balance shafts will do that for you.
Yeah. So you guys had to do what last night? Change it out?
Yeah, we bought this engine on Craigslist yesterday. And then we had the old one pulled in about 2.5 hours, and then we put the other one in, and we're running again this morning. So
it started right up.
Started right up, runs great. Came out of a Pontiac G5, so it was probably used to getting groceries, and now it's going to be going around.
Cool. All right, guys.
Groceries,
this guy's got a lot of stickers and patches and stuff on his jacket. So where'd you get this jacket, man? You've done a lot of Lemons races. A lot. I thought I did a lot. You've done a lot.
Yeah.
A few. Holy crap. So who are you racing with?
Can I say that?
Yes.
Shitbox Racing right there.
Well, you can't say that. You can't say shit. You can't say Shitbox Racing.
Shitbox.
Yeah, we did talk about this. Yeah. It's SB Racing, Shitbox, or otherwise known as Shitbox
Sweet
Racing.
Honey Iced Tea.
There we go.
Yes.
I think that's something old. I think that's something old guys would understand because I don't get it.
Yeah. Yep.
Not yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we have
around here.
Yeah. Yep. So the 11-year-old boy, what was his name? Caleb Hammond. He wanted stickers. He's dying of leukemia, so he wanted stickers for his casket, and so the internet sent out probably 2 truckloads worth of stickers.
Yeah.
And the parents showed a picture of all the boxes that arrived yesterday or Friday, and they said, please, no more. And it's a huge amount. And I'll be willing to bet there's going to be a lot more on their way. So
right. Well,
yeah.
they also have a GoFundMe site because they've requested, please, no more stickers. So I thought was really cool. Ron with Discovery Parts sent him a full face helmet with his name on the side of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope the parents see that it's not a box of stickers, that it's a helmet. So that'll be cool. All right, so now we're down here, GWR's car. These guys are ready to race. Everybody has their car lined up perfectly on pit lane except for GWR. They have theirs parked sideways, taking up 5 spots.
Slackers.
You know how those BMW guys are.
Divas, yeah.
He probably won't even use his turn signals.
Yeah, we have the VW Rabbit right here with Mr. Vasquez, Ugaz, I can't even say that name, Pierce, Parnasukian, and Pierce as drivers. They're all from America because they have American flags on the car. It's a neat little car. I saw them coming down here, passed them, waved at them. They thought some old guy was just waving at them. And but it's true. Yeah, it's true. But it's the Cass Motorsports VW Rabbit. I mean, it is a cool little car. It looked good out there yesterday.
How'd they do yesterday?
How'd you guys do yesterday?
We were up to
Yeah, up to 9th and wheel bearing went out. So where are you guys out of?
Detroit area.
Detroit. So what do all the people in Detroit think you guys driving one of these foreign cars?
They don't really know. We all work in the funny thing. We all work in Ford.
Oh, they're Ford employees.
Ford got sponsorships.
Yeah. They don't do racing.
Yeah. Well, enough for their.
Well, yeah. Well, that's cool. It looks good, guys. What do you guys do at Ford?
We're mostly in brakes engineering.
Okay.
One guy's in electrified power.
So you brakes engineering. So you guys had no problems with brakes yesterday?
Actually,
Yeah. Blame it on the bearing. That's it. All right, guys. Good luck out there. We're down here with one of these rotary things. The auto body specialist guys. They have one of these weird engines in it. Can you push start a rotary engine?
Yeah, if you push fast enough.
Okay. How about by itself? There you go, Paulie. Okay, it was funnier when you said it.
Oh.
So Paul Ripa chimed in. He's, of course, got the JB Bugs Volkswagen. He says, I'm offended.
That's
a
oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. The Volkswagen Rabbit is the second best Volkswagen out there. The JB Bugs is pretty darn cool. Well, they heard that.
He was talking about the previous comment about sheet box racing, I think is what that was about. Yeah, because it was posted a long time ago.
Okay.
You know the worst thing in the world is to have a yellow Toyota MR2 at Daytona where you think you're going to be super fast while you have some issues, and who passes you? A little VW Beetle. That's like the worst feeling ever.
That Beetle's awesome. He'll be at Sebring. I'm sure.
What was awesome was when they did that 5-minute pit stop to change the engine.
Well, yeah, I talked to Pete. He was actually involved.
Oh, the rotary guys can do that too.
And
I'm starting internet rumors. It wasn't 5 minutes, but it was close.
13 minutes, Pete said.
Yeah.
And because the driver said, well, I might as well get out. And they said, no, stay in the car. We'll have this done in minutes.
Yep. And
so
they did.
They literally picked up the car and put it on jack stands, did the swap, and then lifted the car off of the jack stands and put it back on the track. So no jack stands or no jack itself.
So what's it like to drive a rotary engine car in a piston-led field?
It's a torqueless wonder, but it does rev to
9,000
plus if you want to.
Do you really want to do that?
Not that often, but it's okay.
Yeah. Some of the drivers are like, yeah, it's awesome.
Some of us like it more than others, but they like to drive around in all the gears at 9,000 just because it sounds really cool. Plus, it makes bigger flames when you lift.
Yeah, we saw flames when you guys were. Yeah. We got shifting gears.
We're trying to get ready for a night race because it's much more fun that way. Keeps people from running into you.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Good luck out there. Well, wait, didn't you guys run into somebody? Oh, yeah. What happened yesterday with you had to use another car to help slow you down?
Yeah.
Well, you may have guessed we're on delay. Fog is slowly lifting. I can see station 5 now. We're shooting for 30-minute delay, but we'll keep you posted as we get closer to 8:30.
All right.
That's from the boss.
Looks like we're going to wait closer to 8:30 to start the race due to fog.
So you had a problem yesterday with your brake system?
Well, yeah, when the brake rotor explodes and guts the inside of your wheel and the tire goes flat, all of a sudden it makes it really hard to stop.
Who was driving? Me.
I was lucky. It was my turn in the barrel.
So what goes through your head when that happens?
Hopefully no brake rotor.
Sweet honey iced tea happens.
Right.
And we were following GWR into the corner, a bunch of us, and it was one of those, well, I hope he's not really going to be pissed because there ain't nothing I can do but center punch him. And fortunately it was square, and we were far enough off the corner from turn in that when I went down to talk to them, they just go, oh, he didn't even feel it. He didn't even know you were there. Like, okay, good. Well, thanks. So
they're real men.
Yeah, well, there are some whiny folks that would get excited, but yeah, it's like, okay, no harm, no foul, on we go. So whatever. They were good about it, and like I said, it really did. We saw them go by later. We didn't see any substantial damage to the back of the car. I wasn't paying a lot of attention at the
cracked
time.
Their tail light. It's an E30. There's a million of those.
Oh yeah.
Like the oil pressure gauge light, bro.
Yeah, the oil praise,
that
yeah.
was exciting
Yeah.
too. Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, there was a little soup on the floor for a while, but you know, it was okay.
Oh yeah, because it gets on your feet, and then you go to press the pedals, and they just slide off.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. It was just more dripping down the firewall, so your heels were in it. So
Did you get faster?
No,
Oh,
nah, it didn't help. Could have done that. We'd have left it in there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good luck today. We're down here with the 960, the 960 Volvo. It looks like it was a station wagon. Now it's a pickup truck with about 5 or 6 wings on it. It looks like something Bart Simpson's dad would have made. It does. You're supposed to laugh. You're supposed to laugh at my jokes.
I am laughing. I'm laughing.
So how'd the Volvo do yesterday, guys?
We had like an hour of downtime with broken stuff.
But it's a Volvo. They don't break.
Yeah, lack of maintenance.
Lack of maintenance.
What is it? A 25-year-old fuel line family?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's good.
Cool.
A lot better, a lot faster than last time we were here. So
It was quick going down a straightaway.
Yeah, do some work to it and paid off.
Cool. All right, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
So if you're just joining us, everybody, we're on a bit of a delay due to fog. We're going to see how things go here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, Mike said it's starting to lift, so.
That's what I hear right now. I guess I have bad reception down here.
That's the way I was talking.
So we're down here with a, I can't tell if it's a purple or a blue Cavalier with a wide body on it. Really cool car. It's got a Ecotech supercharger or something in it. You guys had some issues yesterday with an engine that didn't want to stay together.
Well, the engine was fine. It's had the exhaust cracked and so we had to redo the whole exhaust because it got so hot it melted the flux pipe.
Cool. So exhaust system issues. So everything else is all right on the car today?
Hopefully.
Cool.
Went through 2 shift cables too.
I saw you guys running back from the trailer with the or walking back with a couple shift cables. So cool. All right. Good luck out there, guys.
Bill, did he chain his exhaust?
Huh? Oh, did he chain? Yeah. Did he chain the exhaust? No, that was the manifold. That was the manifold.
I was just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. You put chains under it, so if it does fall off, it stays on the car and you don't get black flagged. They'll go with that. So we got something really cool here. Something we don't ever really see is 2 Mercedes side by side here, 190s. One is number 190. The other one's 427. Does it have a 427? That's the big question. And is it a side oiler? I only know that word only because I see it on the internet and car shows all the time. So the 182, it's a Dodge Charger. Saturn Ion.
That was close. That was pretty close.
Yeah.
That sounded like a very well-educated guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I only see them from the, from my rearview mirror normally.
Oh.
With, lights flashing and stuff. So
I got pulled over in that thing about a month ago. I got a ticket from the state trooper on the way to Road America.
Why?
Because I was speeding.
Oh. Did you tell him it's a race car? That's the only way it goes?
I was like, I got a ticket for 22 over. It's like, what the fuck is this thing?
That's funny. That's funny. Paulie, are you good with that bleep thing yet?
No, otherwise it'd be pretty quiet here in the broadcast.
It would. It'd be like bleep, 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 bleep. All right, guys, good luck out there with your Charger.
Morse code instead of a broadcast.
Yeah.
So we have a CRX here. So most of one, yeah. It looked good out there yesterday. How'd you guys do?
We blew a head gasket.
Okay, it looked good until you guys blew a head gasket. We just make stuff up as we go on the show, right?
Hey, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So you guys had FTD at one point?
Yeah, I think most of the day, really.
So what's funny is that Doc is looking through all the paperwork now, looking for.
Yeah, it's like what?
All right, man. Good luck today.
Thank you.
We have one stop in this whole race this weekend with our bank here. They only brought their Honda, so these guys brought a Saab.
Well, Robert Banks' Saab needed a break, I bet.
Yeah, this guy has like oil coolers all over the front of it. And a big radiator. And it actually looks a lot nicer than our bank's car. This one's not as high mileage, right?
The engine was rebuilt the beginning of the season, actually.
It's a 900 SE. Is it still a turbo?
Yeah, 2-liter turbo. Cool.
Big intercoolers?
Stock intercooler, big radiator, power steering cooler, oil cooler.
Cool. And defroster, which you kind of need defroster bits on the back window, which you really need today.
Yeah, they don't work.
Oh.
So,
You're supposed to tell me that. Yeah, that's 5 miles. 5 miles an hour to our top speed. Car looks good, man. What team are you guys?
BGKP Motorsports.
And where are you guys out of?
We're out of Jackson, Michigan.
Cool. Is that like a car building place that you guys all work for some big company that doesn't do Saab?
Yeah, we all work for FCA.
Okay. And that's FCA is Dodge, right? So there's a Charger right over there. They say it's a Saturn, but I think it's more of a Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
What do you guys do with FCA?
We're all OBD calibrators.
Okay. So you're the guys we yell and scream at when our O2 sensor goes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're guys who set the lights for you. So.
So how do you turn that thing off? We have a lot of folks out there that really don't like that light. It hurts them after a while, their eyes, and they just want, tape doesn't work anymore.
I was going to say electrical tape. It's the go-to.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But, these high-tech kids now, they just don't know how to use electrical tape. So
hey,
cool,
Bill.
guys. So
Hey,
what's
Bill.
FCA think you guys driving a Saab?
I don't think they know.
And not a Neon.
Man, I don't know.
Or Viper.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah?
Ask him where the nickname Idiot Light came from. Why did they call it that? The check engine light. Ask him why they call it an idiot
These
light.
guys are like 20 years old, 30 years old, under 30 years old. So I don't know if they're not as old as us. And I don't think these kids nowadays use the word idiot light.
Oh, okay.
That might
Not
be
like
PC
the old
anymore.
guys. Huh?
That might not be PC anymore.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The customers don't like when you call them idiots anymore.
Right.
Well, that's when you tell them you have an ID10T problem.
Remember, Tiffany, when you went to the Porsche dealership? They're trying to figure out where I'm going with that one.
Yeah.
I was wondering because if I'm going to the Porsche dealership, my husband's going to have a problem.
This young lady here, are you guys driving too? No, but she's eating pizza in the morning. No, thank you.
That's the ultimate.
So they're doing
breakfast.
good. Oh my goodness. This is like the most awesome car ever right here in front of me.
Oh, Lord. It's
Oh,
an MR2. It's ludicrous.
Goodness. God, this thing is sexy.
Yeah, I knew it.
Is there a yellow
I
car out
have
there?
a whole yard full of them. It's a Toyota MR2. Our second place finisher yesterday. I think is going to win this thing today. But they had some issues in the rain. They couldn't pick it up. But they'll be back. They're not sitting here. I think they're all getting their massages now.
There's my nice telestrator there, Polly. Arrow.
So I'm down here with the Gorilla Sticker guys. So what'd you guys have to do to your car last night? Anything cool?
Replace the rear end.
You had to replace the rear end?
Yep.
Why?
The other one yesterday kept overheating. We kept melting speedometer.
That's hysterical, Polly.
Wait, I missed that. What'd he say?
Oh, yeah.
Doc can't even speak.
Did he play with his trophy again?
No. Mike is standing in the tower cam view, one of the tower cams. Mike's down there in the corner of the screen, and Polly wrote in the telestrator, Mike, with an arrow pointing to him, and then he's making the screen flash, or the word Mike blink.
I do see that now. I see it.
That's
good.
I'm easily amused.
All right, so the three. Hey, let's get back to working. We need to be more professional here, guys.
No, we don't. People would think they tuned into the wrong broadcast.
So the 516 car down here blew up their rear end yesterday, or it kept overheating, so they put a new rear end in, which I really don't know what that means because, I have a front-wheel drive engine in the back of my car. So
wait, I have a front-wheel drive engine in the back of my car. That doesn't make any sense, Bill.
Yeah, it does. The Toyota MR2 uses a front-wheel drive setup in the back of the car.
Makes sense to Bill, and that's all that matters.
Well,
We're
yes.
moving on.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that.
It's simple math. Come on, figure it out.
It just sounds weird. It's like adding lightness.
So these guys are from GorillaSticker.com. They make cool stickers.
Yeah, are they like the principals of that company?
Are you guys the principals of that company?
No.
No, they're just the workers, the worker bees.
The
grunts.
Well, I was hoping they'd
that's cool.
They'd become a sponsor of our series, and everybody would order all their stickers from them.
I'll talk to him. He might be interested.
You might be interested. Send us an email, media@ChampCar.org.
Yep.
All right, that's the last part. That's a pit in.
Tyler's there. Go grab Tyler. Drag him over to the Gorilla Sticker guys.
I don't want to be the guy that keeps Tyler from, finishing or winning or something. So we found out some information about Tyler yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Tyler's not a mechanic, right?
Right.
So most guys that race in our series are not a mechanic.
No.
So they pulled out the spark plugs on his car last night, and he used 0.35 millimeter for his gap, or 0.35 thousandths of a millimeter or something like that for his gap. So when you gap spark plugs, that's not enough gap. So we got him at the hotel. We got him a paper clip to show him what the proper gap should be on a spark plug. So I haven't talked to him about that yet because I was going to bring that up in the race. Which is thicker, a piece of paper or a paper clip?
Yeah, paper clip would be much better. So,
yes. So hopefully that'll fix their issue. So, so whenever they got over 4,000 RPM, it would just cut out because, there's no gap on the plug.
Right.
So hopefully that'll fix their issues. Here's the GWR, guys. So what makes you so special that you can just park your car sideways?
I don't like it.
We spent most of the yesterday going sideways, so that's why we put a camera at turn 11 just for you.
All right.
So when you're coming through 11 and you can see the whole front suspension compress, and that kind of makes the car bite as you go through there, and then it sends the rear into oversteer. So is that pretty fun to do?
It's kind of sketchy. Turn 11, I mean, we're bouncing off the bumps up the whole way around that turn. That's a sketchy one. It's got some bumpiness to it that's not fun if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
You get, at least in this car, it's, most of the corners on the track are really smooth, but that one in this car, it can get hairy. And so that's probably why you're seeing us go sideways. If you just put the car on a slide to begin with, at least you're, not surprised when it starts stepping out.
Right. Yeah, it looked fun, man. We enjoyed watching it. All right, good luck out there today. That was Will.
Well, if you want to turn your camera towards them, I can capture the video.
Nah, that means I have to hold the camera right, and right now my arm hurts. I have a really bad shoulder right now. I don't know why. My wife says I'm getting old or arthritis or something, but it's really difficult.
It's okay. We got plenty of cool camera shots. We're watching the camera or the fog gradually lift, and I'm
coming up here where Mike is standing, so you can do your little visual on us because we never get on camera.
Well, let's
you should go. Hey, Bill, you should go talk to our bank and see if they fixed their car. What the deal was?
We're live.
I want to make sure.
Okay, yeah, later on. Yeah, later on.
Go talk to
Mike. Why are these guys? Why are we not letting these guys race?
Track's flooded. It's under a layer of pudding.
Okay, so that's why. So our bank, did they get their things fixed?
Yeah, they were right next to you there.
So Drew Nab is sitting here talking to him, giving away all kinds of secrets. Dave, how did you figure out what was wrong with the car yesterday?
Yes, and we should be able to run a strong 2 hours today before it breaks. So don't try and chase it and smoke the car to the ground.
So what happened?
We're having axle problems. That one failed yesterday, and this one will fail today sooner than later.
You don't have spare axles?
Not that are going to last. No.
Been there, man. I know that feeling. It's like taking it easy.
You know it's not good. No. What are you going to do? Exactly. Whine and cry?
Yeah. I like Dave. That's the way to do it. Just go out there and run it till it dies. It may last. A lot of cars up and down this pit lane now. There's a bunch of neons here this weekend. Not as many Miatas as we've seen in the past, but there's a good couple handfuls of them here. few E30s. Here's the junk in the trunk, guys. So how you guys gonna do today?
Junk in the trunk.
Good.
Yeah, that's them. Junk in the trunk, man.
I thought he said
What'd you
drunk
say?
in the trunk.
Oh, no.
There's a So they're playing. I'm getting all confused here because they have us. They're listening to the show too, and it's in delay, and it really, how that really screws me up. So Troy, you guys had a pretty good race yesterday. Not as good as you wanted, but
not as good as we wanted, but we were right there at the end. We got up to 10th, and we ended up 11th. Our pit stops kind of got off a little bit, but she's a good car. Tilly's ready to run.
Who are you guys are sponsors?
Hastings Tires Plus.
Cool. Are they a good place to buy tires from?
Very good. I own it. So I have to say that, right?
There you go.
Yeah. It's really, it was fun yesterday. It's a lot of good competition here.
Yeah.
Very, very good competition. It was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, good luck out there. We'll be inside your car. Make sure you guys make it exciting for us.
Thank you,
None of that boring driving, guys.
Tommy's starting. He's very good.
Tommy's starting. All right, so we got guys here. Their whole pit area is covered in Hudson Ford carpeting, but I don't think they're driving a Ford. What are you guys driving? Mazda. Well, that used to be kind of Ford. So
Counts, I guess.
yeah. So how'd you guys do the drive cartel? How'd you guys do yesterday?
Well, we got a fresh rebuild, so I put it together and it didn't go so well. So Miguel torqued all the bolts.
Yeah.
Hopefully less stops today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing the last race, so you just blame somebody else. It works really great.
We didn't cook it like we did at Nelson's, so
that's good.
Hopefully it'll be better.
We'll look good out there coming down straightaway. So
yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Just looking good.
You gotta look good, man. Yep. All right, who's your sponsors? Ford?
Austin Ford Chrysler.
Cool.
Drive Cartel.
Y'all work at the Ford place, or?
Yeah, in Austin, Minnesota.
Cool.
Yep.
You got any specials on Fords this weekend?
Super Duties.
There you go.
Yeah, got Mylon with one of ours now, and yeah.
$59.99.
Yeah.
Or $59.99.99.
A couple zeros there, but yeah, you get it.
There you go.
It's not cheap to have the best.
Yeah, that's right. Well, wait. Sorry, I'm a Ram guy, but that's all right.
You sell Ram?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Darn it.
Step on down.
Just screwed me all up. There you go.
Oh, you were screwed up long before that.
Yeah, that's true. More Miatas down here. How you guys doing? How was your Miata yesterday? What team are you guys? The 128 car. They don't have a name.
Oh, Huda Miata.
Huda Miata? Acuna Miata. So what's with the name?
It was 11's car.
Yeah.
We kind of decided to try jump this year. It's our first limit.
Champ.
Yeah, it's our first champ.
Champ. Yeah.
Champ.
So cool. So how was it?
It was fun. I liked it a little bit better. A little more competitive.
Yeah.
A lot of less junk going on.
Yeah. So how'd you guys do yesterday?
We did pretty good. I think we ended up 15th.
Cool. That's really good, man. It's your first race at Champ Car?
Champ, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. So 15th place.
Hopefully we get the same today.
What are you guys doing?
I know, right? What does that say?
That was a crowd cry whenever somebody says chump.
Oh, yeah. When everybody says chump, they do the sound effects. So now they got to do it because I just said chump. More Miatas. Danger zone. Danger zone. Got a bunch of AER stickers on there on the 177 car. And God, this one just blinds me. It's the yellow taxi cab, guys. Nothing hotter than a Cougar.
That's a funny name for a team.
Nothing hotter than a Cougar.
Yeah.
It's an awesome car. If you can bring a car, if you can race a car, the thing about Cougar team is the car weighs about as much as a Winnebago, and
it's almost as large.
It's almost as large, and it's decorated with nothing but reflective tape that they use for roadwork signs.
There's no car on this track that has more spoilers and ducting and stickers, and these guys do.
Awesome.
Their whole car is a sticker. So, you know, it's got the reflective sign, yellow, orange stuff on it.
Well, maybe
it would be really cool at nighttime.
They'll have no trouble in the fog. They should lead the race. They should lead us out.
Maybe they're
like
using
Rudolph.
that same theory.
And we have two Mustangs in a row. We got the 213.
I know how much you like wings.
Oh yeah, silly ricer. Useless wings are for penguins.
What?
That's awesome.
You guys like wings?
Oh, we love wings. Wings are awesome. Wings make cars. Oh, and they have a YouTube certified master automotive technician on their team.
Sweet.
That's their unfair advantage.
Yes.
Are you broadcasting?
Wow, as much as we can say broadcasting, but yes, we are. So the Mustang out there, you guys had some issues yesterday, especially with some Miatas. So what happened out there?
Sometimes cars' lines intersect each other.
This is like geometry. We need to just stop this so early in the morning.
Their lines intersect each other at
Very
times.
democratic way of
And I
saying
think it was the same Miata
We
twice.
crashed.
We didn't have. I think we had probably the same Miata twice, but.
Well, you know, physics says two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So, and they are called the laws of physics, not merely the great ideas about physics.
Only an engineer would put it that way. Well, you got these two lines that intersect.
Right.
All right, let's stop the math. We got a race to talk about.
Yeah, every minute of fog delay, we go, oh my God, how's it changing?
It's changing everybody's pit strategy with this fog delay. Here's another Mustang. This one's camouflage. We can't really see it. So is that for crowd control use?
This is a 2023 model year car.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Prototype test.
They're kind of like, they're going really retro. They're going back to the Fox body.
All the way down to the plate.
Yeah. Oh, they even have a manufacturer plate on it. You guys work for Ford?
Two of us do.
What do you guys do? Like testing or secret stuff?
Secret stuff.
GT40 stuff or GT?
We can't tell you.
Can't tell us. Well, that's cool. So you have one of those. Because it sounded really cool going down the straightaway. You got one of those Coyote engines in it.
We wish. It's we can't tell you that.
Can't tell us that. You'd have to kill us.
It's probably a Cosworth.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I forgot about that. Wait, the Cosworth 2.3?
Yeah.
Or 2 liter, actually, Cosworth 2 liter. That'd be cool. I drove one of those. The dual spark plugs and dual injectors and dual turbo, single turbo. That had so much lag until it didn't. Fun car. So here's the Super guys. They lined all the Supras up, and you know Supras are pretty awesome because they're what, Toyota? So how'd this guy do yesterday? We saw you out in the field a few times.
We were running in fifth for a long time and then up to fourth. And then we had some fuel issues, which I'm sure you remember from Charlotte.
Yep.
And I think we got those sorted out, and I putzed around for 40 minutes and just got some laps in. And so we won our class. And then,
If we extend to 5, then okay, see?
yeah.
Oh, we're extending the race out to 5 o'clock, guys.
No, and so we fixed that. And
That's going to throw all my lap counts off. Can't do that.
Cool.
Nobody.
So the 785 is a Super. So we're sending the race out to 5 o'clock. So that'll be good.
We can't do that.
So at this point, the plan is to go through the 9 a.m. You guys said go until then. And the second statement, traction also extended. There are 9 today, 5 p.m. We are going to race 9 p.m. Quiet hour.
All right, so 11 to 12 for quiet hour, extending the race out to 5. You getting that?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm down here with the 785 Supra. So how'd you guys do yesterday?
We spent about half the day down changing a rear axle and rear knuckle and spindle assembly. Axle let go, bearing came apart, crashed the spindle, and I had a caliper and the caliper mounting bracket, but luckily had some spares, got her back together, and finished the last 20 minutes of the race yesterday. Led some breaks. I think we're ready to go.
I think we need to, all us Toyota owners need to get with Toyota and say, hey, we need to get some fixes done. Do you think they'll do something on a 30-year-old car?
They need to, because it's getting hard to find some stuff. You have to get, used upper control arms and stuff. You can't get some of the stuff anymore.
Kind of sucks, because we're in that boat too. So we're just converting ours to a Camry.
Ah, there you go. That's easy. That's easy answer.
Yeah, we have problems getting axles, so I'm to the point of I'm just going to redo the suspension and make it a little wider so we can use stock Camry axles.
There you go.
Yeah, or we could go out and spend $1,800 on drive shaft shop axles and try to sneak them in as stock. You think people will know that?
Depends on if you said it on a live stream or not.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
You kind of screwed yourself there.
Well, it won't be the first.
Polly, can you bleep all that out?
It'll cost you.
I'm not the smartest Toyota owner out there.
Troy said that a couple of times.
So the 191, the 191 or Mercedes-Benz is out here. Though it's not a Mercedes-Benz, so it's all decaled up as a Mercedes-Benz. I think it's a Nissan or Datsun. No, it's a Nissan. Stenza, something. And then we have a couple of Dodge Neons. These guys are cheaty as all get out. They have a lot of hood pins on their car, so they're hiding stuff. A lot of electronics in the cars. So what have you guys done to these hot rods?
Ours has a 2/4 swap and may or may not have a camshaft.
So that's the 55. So
may
overhead cam engines kind of require camshafts. So what if you don't have one?
You just wouldn't, well, you might have camshafts with a little bit higher lift and a little bit more separation. I know we cleared them. That's why we did clear it up.
Okay. So they have cheaty bits on their car. They haven't declared. I'm trying to start drama on the show.
No drama.
So,
look at our lock sheet. We declared the cam.
Well, it's a Neon. It has no doors because they've all welded them shut. Of course, that goes back to the the awesome cars of the 60s, the 68 or 69 Dodge Charger that was used in the Days of Thunder, or what was the other? Dukes of Hazzard. Remember that in high school? Great show. All kinds of award stuff. Probably fastest car ever in the South. And it was a Dodge. So there's a white Neon up here, the 451. This one's kind of a short wheelbase car. Same wheelbase, short body, so 2-door. So it's all really cool. It's got corrugated everything in it, and it's kind of a cool car. It's got a little hood vent on the roof. It's got a super fast wing on the back, so it's fast. They kind of welded. Yeah, they did weld their doors shut. They've got super fast spats on the front of the car. So how's this car? You want to come talk to me, Miss Rooster Racing? Come on.
I don't know nothing about this.
That doesn't matter. We just make stuff up.
She doesn't listen to her
Yeah,
show.
you just say all kinds of really fake stuff. Nobody will know.
Giving away all our secrets.
Yeah, so that's what we do. She won't talk to us. They've got their little,
tell her it's
puppy dog.
It's in her contract.
No,
she has to
Yeah,
talk to us.
you just have to do it.
With
She
your
has
entry.
standards.
So how's the car? Is the car ready for today?
Yeah, it's good today. We had to change the motor last night, but we're ready for today.
So you put the fast motor in today? Last
hope.
night? Yeah. See, that's all you got to say. You just make stuff up. Yeah,
The motor and transmission yesterday, we should be good.
You didn't have time to put the cheater stuff in at home, so you thought you'd wait till the racetrack?
It's more fun that way.
Yeah. See, that's all you do. Yeah. Yeah, the art
They don't see you do it.
No.
No, you're stupid to do that.
Yeah.
It's if nobody sees you eat cake, there's no calories, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought if you ate it off somebody else's plate, it doesn't count.
They got a chicken
as well.
They even have a chicken suit down here. Rooster suit. They have a rooster suit. Oh, they're from Kane, PA. You know what's near Kane, PA? Bradford, PA, where I used to live many, many years ago. Yep, lived in Bradford. Worked for Whitco. Kendall Lamley. Yeah. You work for Dressers? Yeah, my ex-father-in-law retired from there over in Olean.
Oh, okay.
So Dresser ran.
We need to start racing. This is clear enough to race in.
Hey, just say shit. We're talking old-timey stuff here.
Well, I should know something.
I know.
About
Yeah,
that,
you want to talk about your participation? I know you want to talk about your participation award at the car show yesterday.
And we're taking up all the free time when Doc could be talking about that.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say. I had many people come up and
Doc was at a car show in Atlanta, and they gave him an award for being the first guy to sign up for the event.
Punctuality.
Yes, punctuality. So Doc was there. It's a pretty cool award. It's
3 days early, but he was there. Damn it!
It's an F14 with a car next to it. With white, what was it? Wings and white walls. I think it's called. The car show. Doc's an old anchor clanker. Navy guy.
Yep.
Daughter-in-law's in the Navy.
Yeah, my daughter was in the Navy. My dad was in the Navy. I joined the Air Force because you have to be different.
Well, Bill's got a strong golf game.
Yeah, I have a strong golf game too. So. Navy just wasn't up to my level.
The chair farce.
It's hard to hit out of the water traps in the Navy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're a hell of a lot harder.
You guys are cracking me up.
That was good.
Oh, I've got some pictures.
So So we got all the cars lined up, and it looks pretty good. Let me get a picture of this for our website, because that's what we need.
Pictures.
So, but yeah, these guys are ready to race. Got most of the cars, their guys' helmets sitting on top of the car. Guys are getting a little antsy standing around.
I was gonna say the camera views look pretty clear, Bill. Is it kind of like the nighttime thing? You get a lot more light through the camera than you do.
I think the fog's rising up in the air, and as soon as they get cars going around, the force from all these spoilers and wings will actually lift this fog a little higher. But it looks good.
Cool.
Mike's pointing at me.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble already?
Of course. I'm just walk up and say, if I walk up and say we're live, he won't yell at me. So pretty much every weekend, I say, hey, we're live. Because every time he comes up to me, are you live? I said, depends if you're going to yell at me or not.
I got to use that one.
They were live. Just hold your phone up in the air. That's all you got to do.
Right, exactly.
He doesn't know. He's such a technophobe. All right.
Green license plate on upstairs. That's his brand new Super Duty diesel.
All right, we are live, gentlemen. I'm standing next to Jay and beside Mike, and just to let you know we're live, so don't yell at me.
Why are you standing next to him but beside me?
That's going to take Bill a half an hour to answer. I can hear him thinking about it.
See you later, Bill. The look on his face is priceless.
Yeah.
I'm not answering any questions because you didn't ask Mike first.
Any new rules coming up that these guys should be afraid of?
Yes.
Or aware of? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So Jimmy. Jimmy's the equipment manager and one of the head guys down pit lane. So, do you have any issues yesterday with anybody working up and down pit lane?
No, we had a couple of speeders.
We had one real problem yesterday. Some crazy guy was in there screwing around with the camera.
Oh yeah, we did. While they were fueling the car, some moron was in the window.
I just really have to talk to my employees. I swear they put that fuel cap back on. And then I hear yelling and screaming in my ear, and I look up, and the guys have a fuel can going straight into their Miata. It's like, oh, well, this isn't good. Especially since the guy yelling at me was Jimmy, who was yelling at me earlier in the morning.
Because he didn't have the new radio plugged in.
Yeah. I complained about getting an old radio, so they gave me a new one, but said I had to actually start using it. So, Chris, your timing and scoring, we had some issues yesterday with the lines not working. You guys worked cool under pressure. You got the race started, and there was no yelling and screaming, which was really cool. So we ready to go this morning? Everything looked like it's working?
Yeah, everything looks beautiful this morning. Didn't have any thunderstorms, not got any equipment last night. We just have a boatload of fog here this morning, which is delaying everything. So yesterday was technical. Today is Mother Nature.
Yeah. So this is a race we kind of need Dana running because, he's used to fog. the Coast Guard.
I think Dana's probably happily in bed.
So Al, you're the other equipment manager, boss man in charge of the boss man. That's your dad.
We don't tell people that.
Oh, okay. So you got any cool insights about Mike? You know, when he was younger, any crazy stuff he used to do?
No, because I still want to be employed.
These guys suck. I'm trying to create drama, and everybody keeps like, yeah.
The only drama was giving you.
Yeah, that's true. Call me drama. Well, let me go to my favorite person in the whole wide world. Tyler just looked up. His wife looked up and, she looked a little afraid. So Tyler.
Bill.
So, okay, we're going to sit down here and have math class. So.
Oh, I can't do math when I'm hungover.
So
that's a conversion class.
Well, conversion. When you talk about gapping spark plug.
Oh, geez, here it comes.
So, so we gave you a spark plug gapping tool, otherwise known as a paper clip. So
I heard.
Yeah,
it's in my trailer in my toolbox now.
Okay, good. So your husband, not really good with math, right? He's an accountant, isn't he?
He's in banking.
He's in banking.
I just give people
He
money.
uses calculators.
Calculators.
I have an Excel spreadsheet with me.
So that's all right. So, any words of wisdom on dealing with Tyler, since he works for ChampCar now?
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, because he really bugs the crap out of me online. I mean, just over and over again. Bill, do you get this done? Bill, did you get that done?
You'll build a callus to it eventually.
Oh, okay.
Is that a mental callus?
Yeah, something. Where I don't know.
This is live. This is live. This is family appropriate.
Yeah. Because Paulie's still learning how to use that beep button. He's usually about 4 steps behind.
Hey, Paulie, are we on a 7-second delay?
No, we're not actually.
Hey, good morning, Doc.
Morning, Doc.
Morning. How are y'all doing?
Good. We celebrated Doc last night by having pictures of margaritas after we went to the brewery.
Sweet. How's Rodney working out for you? Is he stealing all your secrets for me?
No, he just brings tequila and moonshine cherries and puts them in at night.
But we didn't get melting up.
Yeah. All right, we're done talking with him. It's about ready to get real. Mike is up in the flag stand with a flashlight. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, it's a microphone.
The kind of insight you can only get here on ChampCar.live.
Yeah.
He's probably looking for someone to take your position.
What, standing here doing nothing?
You said it, not me.
To be in their car.
Yeah. So the basically 10 till, these guys should start getting in their cars, getting ready to line up. And we are 15 minutes, 16 minutes still. Got some guys getting their drivers ready. Yeah, because a lot of guys may not have clocks. They're watching.
Drivers, start your engines.
They watch the panic ensue.
You want to see panic? It says, all right, 1 minute to grid.
Yeah. That'd be funny. I created an app a couple of years ago to do it. No, I did.
And a number generator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went, Google, find me a number generator. And it created on my phone. So
Good to have you back today, Doc.
Yes, it is. So did Doc tell you about his participation award at the car show?
You showed me a picture of it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yep.
Now I don't have to listen to Bill talk so much today.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't shut him up, Mike.
Tiffany's there too. So.
Oh, hey, Tiffany.
Hi, Mike.
Missing you in the fog.
Looks nice out there. Yeah.
Not really. Don't be fooled.
Yeah, we were watching you guys earlier. They were doing little arrows, telestrations on you guys. Which
That
is really
was
cool.
funny.
John Madden right there.
Yeah. Paulie's getting really skillful.
Good. I like that.
Well, we'll have to start paying him more.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Sounds better every time you hear it, huh?
Right?
Doc, can you come to my office on Monday morning, please?
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Hey, look, Bill's already been sent to HR so many times this weekend, it ain't even funny.
They put in a revolving door for him, I heard.
Yeah, HR, also known as Bill Strong's office.
Yes. Hey, I was gonna say he's got his
They
own
gave him an
personal
office.
chair. Yeah, he's got his own personal chair.
Yeah, hold on. I see somebody I've been looking for all weekend. I haven't seen him in a while. Every time I see him, he has less hair. Every time I see him, he has less hair. Though he has a good beard going. Paul Cruz, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you?
All right. So where's your Mitsubishi? It's not here this weekend.
It's taken apart in my shop right now.
Yeah, you got a really nice shop, man.
It's all right. I need more people to work in it, though.
Yeah.
I only have one.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So who are you racing with this weekend?
I'm driving this really nice Saturn over here, number 181. I think it's CB Racing is their team name. We were fighting a bunch of cooling issues yesterday. It was running at like 240 degrees all day, so we had to kind of baby it. But we've created a new front end duct out of Gorilla Tape, hoping that helps a little bit. And I'm just here having fun, so no real expectations.
Cool. All right, man. Well, good luck out there.
Thank you, Bill.
So they're telling guys to get buckled in, and they're going to make the announcement here in a few minutes. Let me go up to the top of the hill here, and I'll get my camera working. Drew Nab is standing with the 194 guys.
Is that the one?
So a couple weeks after I get back from Thompson, I'm going to go out to Drew's shop again, and we'll do some more videos. We talked this weekend about some other ones. One of them was actually pretty interesting about how to sell yourself as a driver to some of these teams. You know, a lot of guys out there don't have, they don't have a car, but they want to go racing. So Drew's going to explain how he does it. A lot of it is, it's real simple. Just, offer to work with the team and kind of get the sweat equity going.
Well, lying also helps.
I won Le Mans.
Yeah. Yeah, and a technicality, I'm not on TV and my name's not in there. I was running under an assumed name, actually.
Yeah. Ayrton Senna.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
That's my racing name.
Ayrton Senna.
Uh-huh.
Assumed name.
Yeah.
I like that. So Gingerman is one heck of a track. It's one of those tracks that, it's kind of unassuming, out in the middle of nowhere, doesn't really have a big name to it, but everybody that comes out here says, oh my God, this is such a great track.
Well, one of the things I read about the track is that it's perfect for a guy that's never done this craziness before, because lots of runoff. There's not much you can hit out there.
Exactly. And it's
super safe. Yeah.
But yeah, it's even for the fast guys, it's a really fast track if you do it right. And to get it right just takes a lot of work, which is really cool. Well, we have a lot of cars here today, guys. This pit lane is filled. So the pace car is getting set up. Let me get out here and get my camera on.
How many cars are out there, Bill?
420.
Okay.
Wow, that's
the
a
ones on
large
the race,
field.
the ones on the track, I believe there's close to 50. They're starting again. We'll count them as they go by.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Math.
If I could only learn how to use my phone. There we go.
Yeah, what was the deal with my video? I took it horizontal, and then you said, well, Doc doesn't know how to use the camera.
I never said that.
You did too.
I don't know. Who is telling you that kind of stuff?
You did.
All right, Paulie, we got Nate Racing Strong N8 up. Oh, that's on me. We don't want that. There we go. That's a pretty cool view. Big oak tree. I think it's an oak tree because it looks like, you guys see that?
Almost. Just give me a second here.
Those cones kind of ruin the shot.
Oh, you found the tree. There it is.
Yep. Out in the middle of nowhere, and it looks kind of cool.
That's the tree I told you about, Doc. I said there's one tree at the racetrack. If you manage to hit that,
you've done yourself
there should be an award for finding that tree with your car.
Yeah, that would be funny, but not. But funny.
The tree.
Yeah,
there's only one. And it's not like the oak tree at VIR was. This is out in the middle of the infield somewhere. If you manage to get to that,
you've done something wrong.
Yeah, you've done something really wrong. I could do it.
Yeah, I took my ex-wife out to teach her how to drive a stick-shift car, and there's one light pole in the whole parking lot. And what'd she do? She didn't hit it, but she came mighty close.
My
big parking lot.
My cousin's daughter about 3 years ago was learning to drive in a parking lot, and there was a cop sitting out there doing a report or something, and she hit his car.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh.
Here's our Lexus LC 500 GS BR hybrid thingy.
ABCDEFG.
Yeah. It's a LC 500H. Pretty cool
pretty
looking.
Nifty.
Yeah, so in the pictures, I just, I'm a Toyota guy, Lexus guy, and just the pictures I see, it just looks really odd. But in person, it looks really good. It's got red leather.
Got a cigarette lighter.
It's got a cigarette lighter. Oh, yeah, because old people buy it.
Watch it.
But don't have engine just no cassette, no 8-track.
Nope, no, it's in full EV mode.
Full EV.
Beautiful car. It's gonna be. Oh, we're not even gonna hear you leading the group.
Not a thing.
That's what all the lights are for.
Yeah.
That's a good-looking car.
It's pretty cool. It is. You should get your husband to get you one.
I know.
Or wait, you make all the money, right? Oh, it's an electric mode. It makes a weird noise. The noise you hear is the
My feet are making more noise than the car.
one of the flaggers in a WRX.
Tiffany's already got a nice car.
Do what?
You've already got a nice car. I need a nice car.
Oh.
She talked me out of getting a really nice car. There was a really inexpensive Boxster, but she said that really inexpensive Boxster would turn into a really expensive Boxster the first time I tracked it.
Right.
They have a way of doing that occasionally. I mean, trust me, I know. I'm on my third motor.
I was going to say, that's your daily track car, right?
Yes. I have a Boxster S.
Yeah, I've had a few cars I could afford to buy. I just couldn't afford to upkeep them.
Right.
Kind of learned my lesson over the years.
Now, that's what we need to talk Tiffany into doing. She was making noise on our drive up to and back from Virginia about racing her Boxster at Barber in our race in December. And I think she should do it.
I quickly got a whole lot of drivers that said they wanted to drive, and I'm like, oh, my goodness.
See?
Then I got offered a seat in a 944 as well, so
nice
debate. My Boxster would be super fun there.
I take the seat in the 944.
Yeah.
Won't your husband give you a seat, or does he know something we don't?
No.
Okay.
I've never actually driven that Lexus. That Lexus is you gonna get your husband on the show this weekend?
If
you'd like me to.
Yeah, sure, let's get him on there and talk to him for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Casey's a pretty cool dude, man.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get mad at y'all because he probably had chores for me today.
Oh, those good.
Right.
So, Casey, while your wife's not working doing the chores, you have to do all the laundry yourself. So how does that go in your house?
It just waits for Monday.
Yeah.
TRM Motorsports doing their radio check, getting ready for the race.
The guys are getting the car started up.
Of course, TRM led the race at the beginning with all of the rain. They're not going to get that advantage today, it doesn't look like. But they're excited to get out there nonetheless.
I love the sound when everybody starting up their cars and stuff.
I love the morning. Race morning is always great.
Yes.
Well, going
It's
racing
exciting.
is the only reason to get up in the morning.
Agreed. Unless there's a race car involved, I'm not getting out of the bed.
Junk in the trunk getting ready as well.
So the instruction about getting window nets, making sure window nets are up. Guys have their Hans on and properly attached. We had some guys yesterday that forgot to, or like a guy at least, that forgot to attach his Hans. That's gets out on track. It's 5 or 10 minute stop, automatic. So
Yeah, they can't work if they're not properly attached.
No, they don't work very well then. It's just a boat anchor around your neck.
And if you don't get the straps on the Hans properly, they're not going to help you in the case of, needing them. I've seen people have the big 3-inch straps, and so they don't sit on the Hans real well sometimes. You got to get it there.
We just changed our belts for that reason.
Yeah, the 2-inch work much better.
Yeah.
They sit right in that lip better, but doesn't slip off.
I think, to me, it looks like it got a little foggier. But you can see at least 200 yards, so that's good.
Well, hopefully none of our cars need 200 yards to stop. That's 600 feet.
There's some fast cars out here, buddy.
Yeah, but you should be able to stop
There's
a semi.
There's a Toyota MR2 that did a 144 yesterday, or 143.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Don't forget about the Cougar.
Right. Well, okay.
Yeah, the Cougar. Well, the Cougar's pretty bright. I think if you follow the Cougar, you'll be okay. As long as he stays on track.
Yeah, chances are he's going to take out anything he hits.
Turn 7 went offline.
Moving back in this area. We'll see what the track guy says when he comes in here, but we may have to pull the plug on this for a few more minutes.
I can see it from the start finish pretty well.
I can make out the one down there, and that's it. Before I can see it good, now I can't.
More concern coming from race control regarding the fog. There may be an additional delay in order to make sure that the track is safe enough. Visibility is good enough for them to drive.
Speaking about delays, I'm going to take a quick restroom break.
Okay.
I've worked through my coffee.
Well, while you're doing that and race control is making decisions about what they want to do.
I can see all the way down to about pit end.
Okay, Bill, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. We're going to roll out a video interview that Bill had with Jerome Bleekmolen. Here we go.
How do you go about learning a track when you first get to one?
Well, nowadays a lot of drivers use simulators, but I've actually never sat in a good proper simulator. I've done Ben Keating as one at home. I've tried that one, but my way is just to watch YouTube. I try to find an onboard lap from someone in a similar type of car. Usually you can find one. I watched that a couple of times, try to find the brake marks, try to see the gears. Usually you can see it on the dash, and from there I go. And I always love going to new tracks. It was always a bit of a sport to be quick right away, and I think that's if you practice to be quick right away a lot, then you get better at it as well. So I think that also helps.
So when you get to a new track, you've done the simulator or watching the videos, how many laps does it usually take you to get accustomed to the track?
I think usually I can be within like 1 second of my best lap time within 3 laps or something, 3-4 laps. But the details for sure come later. But usually I like 2 or 3 laps in, you know the brake mark. You know the brake marks from watching YouTube, and then you just start a little bit earlier or on it if you know you have some runoff. I think the new tracks are easier to learn in Europe because there you have all these runoffs. So even if you overcook the braking, it's not a big deal. learning these old school tracks here in the States, it's a bit harder, but that's what I like. I really like where it's still a challenge.
Do you ever get frustrated with a track? Do you just want to give up and just walk away?
No, I haven't had that there. It's certainly tracks that I just don't like. And yeah, like there's a couple of tracks in Eastern Germany. I just don't like driving there. But
is it more that you don't like driving there because they're difficult tracks to learn, or they're just boring?
No, they're just boring.
Oh.
Maybe that has also to do with that it's out in the middle of nowhere. But a lot of tracks in central North America are in the middle of nowhere, and they are fun to drive. So, but yeah, there are some tracks I just don't like, but just because I don't like the layout, or
right.
But I can still do well there.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that was last. Wait, let me get a. No, it was last weekend. 2 weeks ago, we were at VIR. Yeah. So last weekend. So we've run another delay here due to fog. The fog rolled back in. I think I'm going to try and do the green flag. I'm going to hand him a $5. See if I can do that.
You even got a cigarette saved.
I do.
Mike, I got as many as I can with working headlights. Have fun. Okay, I'm waiting on
So,
the track manager to get in. He went out on
I'm just kidding about that. I'm not qualified to do green flag. I'll tell you what, that guy that I think his name was Joe that did the checkered flag yesterday was awesome with the 2 flags twirling around.
That was a great picture.
I wonder if there's a school you go to for race flagging.
Yeah, because that was awesome. He had that thing going perfect. Every picture was perfect. The flags were in the perfect spot.
So in terms of delays, aside from fog, what is the strangest delay we've ever had?
The strangest delay we've ever had is, I think it's mainly been fog, because we never really delay. We never really delay for anything else, do we, guys? Even rain, we still get out there.
I think there was 1 year back in our old former name up at Road America that we had a 30-minute black flag, red flag for a snowstorm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
At Road America.
That's right. We had the snowstorm at Road America. Were you there, Paulie? No, it's Patrick. Patrick's our pace car driver. What's your last name?
Yeah.
Morgan.
Morgan?
Okay.
Patrick Morgan. He's
Okay.
our Patrick's he's a what do you call it? I just had a mind fart.
Journalist.
Journalist, yes, that word. He's a journalist.
I didn't know we had a journalist.
Yeah, he's a journalist, and let me get the camera on him. So Patrick, you're a journalist, and you do all kinds of cool stuff, test driving, and
yes, I'm like a not famous Jeremy Clarkson.
There you go.
So.
A master of the English language, unlike our guys,
and an excellent ride mooch as well.
Well, except for Doc, and Paul's really good with the. I saw his email this morning with the race report from yesterday. That was really good.
Ride mooch.
So a couple of the cars that I plan on covering for this weekend, the red number 190 Mercedes 190E. I'll be covering that for Mercedes-Benz World. This Lexus that I'm writing for as a pace car is going to be up on clublexus.com. Attempting to do a roundup of all the Honda-powered and Acura-powered cars that are here on the grid as well. And then if that white Corvette can manage to do a couple of laps at a time, I'll see if I can do a roundup on that one as well for another Corvette site that I write for.
Have you ever thought about doing a little story on the Toyota MR2?
I can do that.
Oh, good grief.
I've got an outlet for everything now at this point. So
Yeah.
They're easy to find because they're on jack stands with the hub broken off.
And here's
Bill, you need to pick up some of his work ethic. You know, he's busy out there. He's not loafing around like you.
No.
Loafing, there's the word.
Yep.
Shots have been fired.
So, yeah. I'm Doc's boss for the weekend.
Yeah, but come Monday, I have 5 days to mess with you.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. We have a really weird organizational chart.
Yeah.
So Drew Nab is up here with us too. Drew Nab is famous for the, can we ever say what team you actually work with?
Eventually when I stop working.
Okay, so when he stops working, we can say that what team he works for. But they're a championship-winning team in NASCAR, and he's he's not the big guy in charge, but he's up there, right?
Man, I tell you that that floor-to-ceiling nuts-to-soup tour he gave us of the shop was fascinating.
Yeah. You're giving away too much info there, Doc.
Yeah. No. Well, we went to a shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Not that I posted it all over my Facebook page.
Oh, so Paul Ripp on Facebook says that he should do a write-up story on the Opal.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a paragraph.
Yeah.
Or make it a long shot there.
I was supposed to write a story for Opal Magazine, but the
Opal
GT Magazine, but that never got done. I've just been way too busy.
The magazine
I still
or
have
the
to write
article?
I still have to write the article for the Riley team I worked with last weekend. So I've got a kind of an outline done. I just have to put big words in between all the outlines.
I can help you with that, Bill. I actually know big words.
I know.
So I forgot to tell you yesterday over on the white neon pit that I'm helping. That's the neon that I helped them at Watkins Glen after the car I was supposed to race blew up, and they were blown up. So every neon was blown up there, and mapped their engine for them in the paddock and changed cams out, whatever. But yesterday they broke a clutch, and the clutch went through the bell housing and broke the gearbox and puked oil everywhere. And they did a gearbox change. The pit in, pit out time was 17 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, wow. But they're all like dirt racers, and they converted over because neons are popular in the circle track dirt racing world. And
they have quick change everything on it.
Well, they just know
what to do.
Well, I helped out as well, so we all know like even what fastener sizes everything is, and so it went pretty quick. But
you know what I did with our cars? I started labeling all the nuts and bolts when we were just learning, how to work on the car.
Yep. And so they did that too. That was a neat trick I saw them do. Is we
gotta move. Hold on. No, we're not getting yelled at. We're just gonna move. We let the flagger up there so we can get this race started.
Yeah. So a neat thing I had never thought of was they actually had different colored paints for the bolt.
Yeah.
They painted the heads of bolts based on where they went. So like the bell housing bolts were yellow, and stuff that held the intake on was like pink, and something else was blue.
Right.
So when you drop the whole pile of bolts on the floor, and you're like, oh crap.
That's a pretty cool idea.
I know where they go because I've done so many, but for them, they just had somebody scoot it out the yellow from the blue from the pink, and hand them to somebody else.
And you just paint a little marker on the hole, and you know which holes to go to, because a lot of these cars, they have multiple holes, and for different engines. And
and you can get these paint pens by Sharpie. They're available in a lot of colors, and you just need a dot on them.
Yeah, what's really funny is when you pull the lid off and you have it upside down, and the head of that sticks to the cap, and then you get you get that oil paint all over your pants, your shirt, your hands, everywhere.
Well, you're
That's really
supposed to
fun.
be getting dirty anyway if you're working on a car.
Yeah.
There's no white.
So the staff just showed up.
They're saying words that sound.
They're making a decision on if they're gonna start and stuff.
Hey guys,
Because they have to be able to see each other when they do the flags and stuff.
What's that, Tiffany?
I found Casey.
You found Casey.
Yeah, he's here with
Okay.
me.
Casey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
We're doing real good. We're waiting for the fog to lift a little bit. We're going to start up another race here. So what's going on in the garage? How's the Lexus coming?
Well, we kind of cooked the motor, and we haven't really made quite a decision on which way we're going to go. I think we're just going to throw another engine in it, basically, and just try to get ready for the next race.
When is your next race, Casey? You going to make AMP, or is it going to be Barber?
I think it depends on time, but we're definitely going to be at Barber.
Yeah.
Too close to home not to be there.
Sure.
So we're definitely
Tiffany was telling me like you could throw a rock and hit the track from y'all's new home.
Oh yeah. It's
So
great. We love it.
The party is at Casey and Tiffany's.
Absolutely. We got the room, so definitely.
Cool. That'll save me some hotel room.
There you go. There you go.
Of course, we're hoping for it not to be 25 this year, or say without 6 inches of snow on the ground. But you know, you never can tell in the South.
That would help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one, Tiffany.
Got one in.
Got one in.
You know, I mean, that made for great racing last year. You know, the snow and all that. I mean, that was just.
Oh
It
yeah.
was an amazing race. It was awesome. That's one of my favorite races that we've done.
Well, you know, it was definitely a lot more pleasurable than AMP 2 weeks prior, or 3 weeks prior. No, about a month.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I'll take the snow over the rain like that any
Yeah,
day.
yeah, exactly. I think, you know, we've talked about this before, but Mike Chiswick and I both said that's probably the most miserable time I've ever had at a racetrack. And it
Yes.
was funny because in 2016 it was just gorgeous. You know, typical nice fall day. You know, you're up in the Georgia foothills, the trees are turning colors. You know, so but last year, oh yeah, that was not
We
fun.
must bring the bad luck because every time we go to AMP, it's never beautiful. It's always raining, miserable, cold.
Well,
You
you
know?
gotta go though. You've won there.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
So
we're not scared of bad weather.
yeah, no,
I
yeah,
just don't
y'all
like it.
yeah, exactly. I'm not a big fan of rain myself. The rain used to terrify me when I raced motorcycles because their contact patch is just non-existent. Number one,
That's like a
and
ski.
you just don't see how the tires can grip. I mean, you look at them, it's like, geez, you know, I've seen you know, bandages that have a wider contact patch, and it's just really disconcerting to me.
Well, you know what?
And I've never gotten over it.
What's great about the rain is though it's an equalizer. You know, if you can drive a car in the rain,
Sure,
man, you can really make up some ground.
Right. Well, you know, I think the thing about rain is it's just the visibility is, you know, decreased. You've got to, you know, all your braking markers have changed. So, and I know a lot of guys go to, you know, the common thinking is, okay, well, you should decrease your tire pressure. Well, that's the opposite of what you should do. You should increase your tire pressure.
Yeah. And you know what tires you run and how your car's set up, it all plays a big part.
Sure.
It looks like you guys are fighting some visibility this morning, actually.
Yeah, well, not only are our minds foggy, but so's the track.
You speak like our minds aren't usually foggy.
Well, they usually are, but it's usually alcohol induced. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud?
Telling all our secrets again.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we got 5 minute warning. 5 minute warning.
Sweet.
Yeah.
They're certain.
I love these warning symbols.
So a fog
The wind is
delay.
the wind is picking up now too, so that's going to help.
Yeah, that'll blow
Yeah,
something away.
it just started. We did not have wind about 2 minutes ago, so. Yep.
So we're about an hour and 15 minutes past the original start time of 8 a.m. We will have a quiet hour from 11 to 12. That's not going to change.
Right.
We're getting better though. The tractor just told us 5 or 10 minutes, and they're going to be ready to go hot. So we're going to give you a 5 minute warning right now. Drivers and cars, we're just based on 5 minutes.
I'm sure I'm going to look at this tomorrow when I do this race recap and go, oh my God, because this is really all this time change. I got all these sheets time coded, and that's all going out the window.
The Lexus just fired up.
Right next to all those times.
What's that?
Just put nuttin right next to each one of those times.
Nothing. Bill was stupid. Bill was stupid. Wally said something smart.
Well, that'll be a change for the broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking about Paulie. No, Paulie
smart.
Always knows what he's talking about.
Smart Alec, yeah.
The rest of us are just lying through our teeth. Like we know what's going on.
You like these 300 horsepower neons?
Yeah. I heard it's even higher than that.
It might be. You gonna need my video, Paulie?
Well, I mean, your video's always welcome, Bill.
I need to turn it on.
Don't need it, but I mean, it's gonna be cool.
I'm always live.
It does help.
Yeah, after the race, I won't be.
But
Paul mentioned that there was a yellow for hitting a raccoon at Homestead a few years ago.
Yeah.
Well, and that poor duck at VIR.
Yeah. Duck, duck, goose, something like that.
Yeah, it was duck feathers everywhere.
Oh yeah, it got plowed just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
The yellow came out for a second, then it that cleared.
The feathers cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's theories about that duck. We have heard from unofficial sources that duck had lost its partner. So we're thinking that duck was rather despondent, possibly suicidal.
Distraught. Yeah, could be.
Yeah. So he took the hard way out.
Split between two race cars.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess if you got to go.
I just think the fact that
maybe he went out doing what he loved.
You got it on video, and it's excellent on video. I mean, that video shot,
right?
You could clearly see it, flying into the car. It's
right.
Like, wow.
Well, we originally, there's a lot of Canadian geese out at VIR, and we had initially suspected that. But when you look at the video, it's like, nope, that's not a Canadian geese. That is, and we identified it's some Mallory duck or something like that. But we've got a team of grief counselors up there talking to Chattanooga Touring Meisterschaft. It's actually not a group of grief counselors. It was a 24-pack of beer.
Whatever.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all duty.
So just getting ready to roll out here, folks. If you're just joining us, we've had a significant delay of the race due to fog, lack of visibility.
And
we were supposed to go green at about 8 o'clock. It's about 9:20 now, local time.
Yeah, we see cars getting up. There's Bill loafing. Hi, Bill.
Taking the loafing to a whole new level.
I'm telling you, the man's a craftsman.
So that's going to be premature accelerators on the pole this morning with Junk in the Trunk in P2. And then it's the Nothing's Hotter Than a Cougar team in their Mercury Cougar.
Who would paint a car yellow?
It's not painted. It's a sticker.
Oh,
it's all reflective tape, roadwork tape.
Wow.
Yeah. So they'll be real easy to see. There's one of the Mustangs out here this weekend. It's the 213. It's like another Mustang right behind them.
I love Bill waving them on like they don't know they're going out on a race course. It's like, yeah, guys, go that way. No kidding. Yeah, he feels like he's contributing, so that's something else. It's like keep busy work.
That's probably why Mike hired us to do this.
Yeah.
Just to keep us busy. Keeps us out of his hair.
Keeps us off the streets at night.
You want to do a show? Sure.
Sure. What the hell? Jackie Sides commenting on Facebook. Pace car like that. If you don't know, Jackie is the wife of Andrew Sides with Running Bulls Racing, but Jackie is often our pace car driver at these events, certainly on the East Coast.
Yeah, she didn't get to drive the Aston Martin at BIR, though.
Did she?
No.
No.
Catherine did that.
Oh, that's right. But you'll also see Jackie working pit out often, making sure your Hans is on correctly, your driver's net's up. And I know one of the new rules I think that's being talked about is if you get to pit out and your fire bottle pin is out, it's going to be a penalty now.
You mean if it's still in?
Yeah, I mean if it's still in, yes.
It doesn't work with the pin in.
No, it won't do you a dang bit of good. Because as strong as you think you are, you're not going to break that pin by pulling on the handle.
I'm not sure what the holdup is here. They've stopped everybody. Now they're starting to roll again. Go ahead and mute that. But looks like they're finally starting to roll out of the pits again.
Woohoo! We're gonna have a race.
And there you get an idea of what the visibility looks like, which I don't think is really that bad myself.
Nah, it doesn't look that bad.
My only concern is just seeing the flag stands. Other than that, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
And that's probably what Mike's thinking too. Is I want to make sure they can see the flag stands in the distance.
Sure. Yeah, and that's the total safety aspect. So our countdown clock, folks, don't. I don't know if I'd pay too much attention to that today.
Well, I clocked it to 5 o'clock, so
okay.
Unless that changes,
Well,
it should be on point.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the hour quiet time.
Yeah,
I forgot to figure that in. Paulie, as usual, is running this show excellently. He actually knows what he's doing.
Thank God.
Would you stop saying that stuff? Because then, you know, the
Well,
bar.
that's
we've talked
all we
about
do is
this.
tell lies, though. I mean, so.
Setting the bar too high.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll quickly drag it back down.
That's what talking are here for.
We've never had any problem dragging this down before, so.
Greeno Watson Racing, the team that came out here, finished third yesterday, very close to finishing second, but ludicrous speed, just a little too much for them on pace. Chased them down in the closing laps of the race, put the pass on them. It was pretty exciting watching them finish the race, but GWR just couldn't get the job done. I guess there was a corner that had a
45
yellow on
left pit lane.
Okay. I think I'm talking. Anyway, so 45 cars just left the pits to head out onto the racetrack. We had about 52, a little over 50 yesterday. I think we had 56 that showed up.
I had 51 recording laps.
Yeah. So there were several that just never took the track.
Right. Well, and we always have a few when they did a test day there. So there's, the test day, it can either point you in the right direction for the race weekend or send you home early.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had several cars that didn't make it.
Kind of a double-edged sword there.
They don't need to see it.
Everybody's got radios. If they go off, they can tell them,
Yeah.
hey, dude, I'm down in 10.
Oh, I can see him. I can see the yellow car from here.
See, here's the
Those
issue.
black cars you kind of have a hard problem seeing.
Or the gray ones.
Yeah, the gray. Yeah, gray. Yeah, the white and gray cars, or the white cars we can see as they turn.
If they had all their headlights on, it'd be all right.
A lot of them don't have headlights. Yeah.
It should be a rule to have headlights on.
At least a water light.
Or a yellow rotator.
No, that's a baseball. Yeah.
I don't put a white light on top of all the cars.
Like a bus. Like a school bus. Put a light on top of it.
With one of those little fold-out stop signs on the side.
All right, so we're rolling about 46 cars out of the pits, getting ready to start. delay due to fog this morning, unfortunately, but we could get going here shortly. Yesterday it was all R-Bank racing. Now they'll have at least one penalty lap, and they've replaced the axle that failed yesterday, and we'll just wait and see if it can hold up. There goes GMS. There's Team Milan. Of course, they had some body damage yesterday. There's the R-Bank CRX going by.
What's Tyler's car number? 186, right?
Yeah.
Got a gentleman asking which team he is with.
Yeah, he's with Crank Yankers Racing, of course.
But it's an electric car. It's not going to disrupt that fog.
44 on track.
Someone else is saying 45, so this is coming back from race control. They're just
yeah, he's looking at the pinger.
45 race cars.
Just doing their usual speak.
45 race cars, one pace car. So the corners are reporting where they can see the cars at, so that race control knows that each corner can see, in case somebody does get off track, that they are able to spot them, so nobody's left in a troubled spot.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Speaking of
pace car is coming in. Pace car is coming in. Pace car is in. Pace car is in.
Ooh, who's racing?
Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Green, 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 green.
All right, so we're green at 9:28 a.m. out here at Gingerman Raceway for day 2.
I love the smell of new brakes in the morning. There we go, green flag racing. Woohoo! Good opening lap. Boy, they're getting racy through 4 and 5 right now. All our cameras working there, bosses?
Most of them, yeah.
Most of them. Turn 7. Oh, okay. I'll head out there and figure out why. Up all right, so the RX-7 that hit the PWR car yesterday, it is in. We have 2 cars going real slow. Looks like the Supra is going really slow down pit lane, trying to get there. There's a car in front of me going really slow too.
There's a couple TFE cars coming right into
All right, I'm going to leave this at the this camera at the start-finish line looking at turn 17. That'll help you there. And then I'm going to go fix that camera on the other side.
All righty, Bill. Thank you.
Have a nice holiday.
All right, so we're live racing now. Victoria's Secret's actually being shown leading the race. Premature Accelerators now in P2. They led the race out. Dazed and Confused in third. Whole Lot of Laps in fourth. Ludicrous Speed in fifth. Endeavor to Persevere is in sixth. We've got Rooster Racing in seventh. Gorilla Sticker in eighth. And Utter Chaos in ninth.
Boy, nothing hotter than the Cougars dropping rapidly.
Yeah, they're not. Their pace isn't necessarily as awesome as that sweet looking ride looks.
Right.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
There's gotta be.
Oh, it used to be 11's car, and so they started coming racing with us. I talked to them about 3 years ago at Road America. It was their first race with us. Great group of guys. So I was really excited to see him out here this weekend. On board with GWR, Arbank Racing's already set the fastest lap time of the race so far, down in P7. You can see how difficult it is to see out of that windshield right now. Hopefully we'll get some sun here and then it'll burn off pretty quick.
Are you talking about the view out of GWR?
Yeah.
I think that's just mostly lensing on the camera because junk in the trunk you can see a little bit better out of the car.
Yeah, you sure can.
These phones don't have irises like on the GoPros. You can set it for spot metering and it'll look outside the car. If you've got it on averaging metering, it picks up too much of the interior of the car and washes out.
Oh,
yeah.
A little tight.
Yeah, he thought better of that one, didn't he?
Got a little cozy there.
Yeah.
I love it when you talk techie, Doc.
Yeah, well, you know. I don't know much, but cameras I know. Yeah, that was close.
There's the Volkswagen Rabbit Bill was talking about earlier. Fun little car. Got that car out here this weekend. They had a little bit of trouble with it, but looks like they're out here having some fun this morning with it. Junk in the trunk BMW looking for a way around. The Utter Chaos team in their car. Looks like he got turned around.
Yeah.
Facing the wrong direction here. Trying to get turned back around. Actually made... it looks like he's over at 10A. That's the pass-through where the old track was. That they still use occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you have to maneuver your car where you can see a flagger. He was in a fast portion of the course, so
it's very fast.
And with the fog, it's like, okay, boy, somebody comes out of the fog, I'm hosed.
Yeah, if somebody else would have lost it there, and it would have been pretty nasty.
Yeah. So we're glad to see he's underway safely.
There's a lot of guys grabbing fourth gear right through there, so it's pretty quick.
Don't start that.
Marina Watson Racing up to 6th right now. They've set the fastest lap time of 1:45. Victorious Racing's pulled about a second over Premature Accelerators.
Yeah, I had GWR starting in 21st, and they've already worked up to 6th, so that car's on the move.
Now just hop to 4th.
Good morning, Clive. Thanks for joining us on Facebook Live. Good morning, everybody, over on our YouTube channel, ChampCar.live, watching in 1080. Trying to get caught up here on all the messages we got coming in from both.
Yeah, Milan's with us on Facebook. I spent most of the day yesterday on the YouTube thing, and that was pretty cool. Simply because I didn't want to lose the feed when we have to restart Facebook. So, but yeah, a lot of people came over and checked out our broadcast for a while. We're pretty impressed with what y'all were doing. So I'm here to lower their expectations today, get them more realistic, you know. And it was funny. A couple of the guys, like I said, the Sarah Sloan team was there, and it's like, yeah, I introduced myself, and I said, I'm Doc Waldrop. I said, I'm on the board of directors. I'm also part of ChampCar.live. He says, I knew that voice. and once I said something stupid, he went, oh yeah, that's really him. So I see Chris Huggins is with us and Jeff Burdett. How y'all doing, guys? But yeah, it only takes me a couple of seconds to come up with something stupid to say, and then they know for sure it's me.
No, it's your distinctive voice that we can tell.
Yeah, that's it.
Utter chaos in a Dodge Neon.
I wish I had one of those announcer voices. My buddy Grant Musgrove, he's driven our car at Barber before last year, but he works in the PR department of Alabama Power. So we're doing all these meetings, and Grant is always that voice, the voice of God. Please silence your cell phones. Our meeting is about to begin. And it just sounds so good. It's like, dang. And I'm like, oh, good. Jeff's about to get started back on his race car again. He's working on a Fox Body Mustang. Well, I hope you're feeling better, Jeff. I know he was under the weather for a couple of weeks.
Turn and Burn ducks into the pits. They may be one of those teams that came in right after the start of the race. They might be behind the wall.
Who are we on board here with, Paulie?
This is Utter Chaos in the Dodge Neon. They're streaming from inside their car, so we appreciate those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Letting us share their feed to everybody.
Yeah, some people were asking, it's like, how do we get our feed on the broadcast? It's really all we need is your link on YouTube, and we can bring you in, right?
Yep, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Just get yourself a setup with a phone, or you can use a GoPro and I was watching something in one of my monitors. I think I missed it, but boy, there was a Mustang that was sideways in front of one of our competitors.
So Grant Buckland's asking if any trucks race in our series, and yes, there are several of them. There's a couple of Chevy S10s and some other guys out there. There's not a whole lot of them. So SN95, Doc, the updated Fox model. I don't even know what that means. Jeff's smarter than me. Well, I mean, that bar's set pretty low too. SN95.
Does that mean it's a 95 model after the Fox body? That'd be the next generation up?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know that much about Mustang. I don't know that much about anything, really. I know even less about Mustangs than I do BMWs, so that's scary.
Justin Lipson saying, greetings from Shanghai, over on our YouTube channel.
Wow.
Good morning, Justin. If it's morning over there, I don't know what time it is in Shanghai. I don't have my Shanghai watch on. I usually do.
Well, you know, that big studios with all the times in different
all the clocks.
countries. Yeah, we don't have that.
Not yet, but that's the one we're pushing for.
Right.
The world clocks.
Well, and there has been talk about it. You know, I don't know if everybody knows, but we've ordered a custom broadcast truck. I don't think Mike knows this. But yeah, it's going to have a wall of clocks.
We need a custom checkbook to go with it.
Yes, we do. So if any of y'all out there have too much disposable income, please let us know.
So Garino Watson Racing takes the lead away from Victoria's Secret here.
Wow, they came up in the order fast.
Yeah, they started out 21st.
To first in 7 laps.
Not too shabby. They might know what they're doing.
Looks like it. They're definitely not loafing.
No, definitely not loafing.
Premature Accelerators, the team that was the first Miata across the start-finish line to take the checker yesterday, are in P3. Of course, they led the race out this morning, so they're holding strong in that Miata. Ludicrous Speed in 4th. Whole lot of laps in 4th, rather. Ludicrous Speed in 5th.
Boy, did you see GWR go by this car? Utter Racing Group?
No, I was looking at their scoring,
he
but
he blew past him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the fastest lap time on the track right now, that 1:45.
That's him, the second car up. And you won't see him very long.
Cranky Anchor's out on track in P17 right now. Rooster Racing in the pits. Low Farm Racing is out taking laps. That's the team that lost an engine yesterday. Had to replace an engine with a backup that they had at the track. Spent the day putting that in. So BGPK in the pits along with Cast Motorsports, not turning laps. And R-Bank Racing is not turning laps.
Really?
They may be in the pits at this time. Currently shown in P44.
Out of
Something
45,
may be
that's
amiss.
not good, yeah.
Well, they're not turning laps. That's the big problem.
Right.
So maybe when Bill gets back, we can go find out what happened to them.
Oh, is he
So they have the they have the left side of the car up in the air. They're all standing around looking to the left front. So most likely it's the axle. So
Yeah, they
Robin's
said those
shaking
were
his
bad
head
earlier.
Yeah. So Robin's kind of sitting back down. Bunch of the guys standing around talking. They're putting the cart. They're gonna
and Utter loses control again.
So they're putting the car. They're jacking up the other
car
side
cuts
as
through
well.
the grass, trying not to hit him.
Yeah,
The car is stalled on the racetrack in the fog. Yeah, he caught it.
That second car did a pretty good job cutting on the inside of him.
Yeah.
Through the grass on his own.
He's got the car fired back up, and he's underway now. So lost it, went sideways, went totally sideways, caught it.
Well, you know what? A trip on that wet grass can't be that much fun.
Nope. It's like a slip and slide.
Exactly. You don't drop any speed. You tend to pick it up.
Hey, the 451 Neon's back in the pit or paddock. They don't know what the issue is, but there's oil everywhere. So they're digging around trying to figure out what the problem is.
That's that PPF or IPF car?
Did you say 451? The Neon?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, the 451 Neon.
Neon. Rooster Racing.
Back on board with GWR. Our current leader of the race. You can see how thick the fog is still hanging over the racetrack. There goes the one of the BMWs.
I can't do anything about it. So I'm out here. I'm out here at 2. The camera looks on. So
yeah, the 2 camera is working.
Oh. Okay. I'm out there now. I'm going out there now.
IPF Racing. That's the car. That green car. He was with us in Charlotte. That's a Toyota Supra. Doesn't look anything like a Supra.
Right. They've done some cutting on that.
Yeah,
car.
they have done some cutting. Some serious cutting. Because I was like, what the hell is that? He was fast.
So Greena Watson Racing up front now, putting a pretty good gap on Ludicrous Speed, who's worked their way up to 2 already. I'm not sure how they managed that. But they're chasing them down, just turned in a 1:48. Their lap times, look at that, almost identical.
Well, once the Ludicrous Speed, they started, I show them in 11th place at the start of the race. So
yeah. And the last time I looked, they were back a ways. And
but
suddenly
GWR has really flown up from 21st starting position.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think those are accurate.
A lot of laps. Victoria's Secret down to 4th with Premature Accelerators in 5th now. And there's GMS Racing, the RX-7 that won at Nelson Ledge is in 6th. Team Milan, the car that they said they were going to do better today. They made a tire choice they weren't real crazy about yesterday.
Jeff Christensen's car.
And Misfire in their 92 Civic in 8th. Junk in the Trunk up to 9th now with Bavarian Mustache in 10th.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the team name that Bavarian Mustache works. I don't know if they changed it. Mind is mush as usual. But they campaigned another car for a while or another team name. I was looking through the records when I did the past results, and I should have put a note on it so I'd sound intelligent, but that would just lead the viewers off.
Well, was it Bavarian Motorworks?
Well, yeah, and then they changed their team name to another team.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Look out at turn 11 as they come around turn 11 onto the front straightaway.
I'm guessing that's that Cougar.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to miss
Very easy
out
to
there,
see.
huh?
Yeah. Working on a new champ car, huh? Go MR2 teams. Okay. Troy MX576. Well, good morning to you, Troy. Glad to hear you're working on a car. Hope to see you out here soon. We got a lot of great races left in the season.
Yeah, it's fixing to get busy again.
There goes, that was the Greena Watson machine following the Crank Yankers BMW.
But yeah, we got Thompson's next weekend, and we got Sebring a couple of weeks after that, and then October and December really busy.
With lots of good tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, on that topic, Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California, November 17th and 18th. It's the full sports car Roval, $1,400. Get signed up. We want to see you out there.
Yeah, I wish I could get out there because we did Daytona and Charlotte. That would be the third Roval. But I can't. I just don't have the finances to get out there. But that'd be a cool claim, you know. It's not the 324 hours, but
Ludicrous speed, about a 21-second gap now between them and GWR, falling back a little bit. GWR turning a little bit faster lap times right now. He's sort of out in the clear here in some of this area. Karina Watson Racing suffering a passing under yellow penalty early yesterday. That put him in the pits for the standard 3-minute penalty. It was right around the second hour, so they decided to go ahead and make their required pit stop to do a driver change. They took fuel, went back out, involved in a collision with another car that lost its brakes a little bit later on. But they kept going. Excuse me, that was actually a little bit earlier. That was before the collision. Finishing third yesterday and determined to do better today.
That Cougar really shows up, doesn't it?
Sure does.
yeah, I mean, I'll go out on a bit of a limb, but I don't think it's a pretty sturdy branch. R-Bank Racing completed 241 laps yesterday, and GWR completed 239 laps, so 2 laps different. That black flag yesterday cost them a win.
Well, they're here to try to right that wrong and take home the win today. It looks like R-Bank Racing is suffered a mechanical issue. They're still not turning laps. They've only turned 2 laps this morning.
All right, Paul, camera or turn 7's up.
All right, thank you. So yeah, R-Bank had some trouble yesterday at the end of the race. While they were leading, they pitted early. Within just a few laps before the end of the race, the driver was concerned that the wheel was going to come off the car. They sent the driver back out with it, finished the race with the win, but there was a lot of concern about the car at that point. They found a bad CV axle. They replaced it, ready for today's race, but obviously only made a couple laps. They had to bring it in, and it doesn't look good. They've had such a roller coaster year too. They lost a car at Daytona. They lost a car at Watkins Glen. They turned around and won a race at Watkins Glen. Then they went on to from there they went on to Nelson Ledges.
Yeah, had a poor finish there.
Yeah, had an engine overheat. They only got 1 stint in. Big disappointment.
Paul?
Yeah.
All right, 7 is up.
All right, thank you.
Did the long tow out from their home base in Pennsylvania, along with, oh, good grief. Where is that brain cell?
They went to Oregon.
No, to Utah.
Utah?
Yeah, what am I saying Oregon for? Utah.
I was trying to think of the other team. Visceral Racing. So they both towed out to Utah. Visceral had quite a bit of a lead on R-Bank as far as miles completed from Nelson Ledges. And our bank couldn't shake them. They ended up finishing second. Ludicrous right behind them, and not that many laps down, even though that course is a long course. So they both came back, 2 weeks later, raced at the VIR 24. Visceral, I think Paulie figured out perfectly how many laps they had to complete to wrap up the Triple Crown, as it were. Sure enough, they completed more than enough laps to take home that trophy. Our bank, though, did finish, second in the race.
Yeah, there's one of the Mustangs smoking heavily in front of the leader. Leader trying to work their way around on the outside. Gets it done. Makes a crisp, clean downshift.
Boy, that car is smoking a lot.
All right, I'll fix that here in a few minutes. I'm in my truck, so who knows what's going on.
So on board with the leader here, their fastest lap time of 1:44, comparable to what they did yesterday, maybe even a little bit quicker. Ludicrous speed back in P2 now. We'll watch as they come across the start-finish line to get an idea, but I think they're losing ground. They just turned a 152 to GWR's 145. Teams still improving their lap times. Whole lot of laps in P3 and GMS, both turning their fastest laps so far. A 149 and a 148 respectively. Victoria's Secret in P5. Premature Accelerators, the lead A-Class car in P6 in that Miata. Team Milan behind them, about 6 seconds in that Ecotech-powered Miata. Misfire in P8, and then Junk in the Trunk in 9th, with Bavarian Mustache in 10th. So that's the story. As we reach the top of the hour, we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay with us, everybody.
In 1977, Bill Wood set the standard for high-performance brakes. Today, every Willwood product is born from racing technology and is proudly manufactured in the USA. Engineered, designed, rigorously tested to deliver unsurpassed control on and off the track. Whether it's for cruising or absolute performance, Willwood has an application for the ultimate stopping experience. Race-proven, street-ready, drive Willwood.
Lifeline is a fire suppression company. We focus on innovation and leading the market in the fire safety category. What's important to us is that we keep drivers safe, that we keep teams safe, that we spare equipment. It's motorsport, it's a dangerous environment. We certainly have gas and oil and combustibles that we're carrying along in a very dynamic environment. Fire is not uncommon. It's our job to put out the fire, make sure our drivers walk away safe, and make sure we can keep doing it. Our market-leading product is a Novec based. It's a 3M Novec fire suppressant. And what really makes us special is the delivery system. This new 8865 3620 system puts that Novec, two separate systems, puts Novec in the cockpit, Novec in the engine bay in less than a second, immediately engulfing the area with a fire extinguishant. So by flooding the area that quickly, we're able to actually put out fires, save equipment, save our drivers. Obviously, that's the most important part. And as we continue to develop, as we continue to push and innovate, we're really working hand in hand with both motorsports and military. So what does a Wayne Taylor race car that's going around the track at 180 miles an hour have to do with a personnel carrier? Very harsh environments, as we're at Sebring and this car is banging around, and the stress is on this fire system again to make this piece live, so that it's available, so that it will put out a fire when it's called upon.
Champ Car Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and FFF foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. Welcome back, everyone, to Gingerman Raceway. It's the Cookie Cutter Classic, the Champ Car Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps, and it's Greeno Watson Racing now leading the race that started at 9:28 a.m. as a result of fog. We went green at 9:28. Greeno Watson took the lead at 9:41. And they really haven't looked back. 36 seconds the gap to P2 with GMS Racing now in third. Just turning their fastest lap time, a 1:47.7. Some pretty stout lap times up at the front of the pack here. A whole lot of laps in fourth. And Team Milan in P5, overtaking Victoria's Secret and Premature Accelerators, who've now fallen to 7th. Junk in the Trunk up to 8th. Misfire in 9th, and Bavarian Mustache in 10th.
Junk in the Trunk seems to really be moving up. We're up to 8th now.
The fast race car.
Yeah.
He started at the back of the pack yesterday, but started much further up, still climbing here. Like they've jumped 13 spots to get up there.
So yeah, I was just doing my lap counts, and the big movers obviously GWR. Also that 162 ludicrous speed, they were up 9 positions from the start of the race. 662, who's that?
Bavarian Mustache.
Bavarian Mustache Works. They were up 15 positions. 213 has really dropped. The Dazed and Confused car, they've dropped 10 positions. So the race is shaking out. Fast cars are getting up to the front. Some of the slower cars are dropping back from the start of this race.
One of the downsides to working with YouTube is you never know when you click something wrong and you're sorry. Suddenly you're watching Road America instead of the track that you're actually on.
Okay, so I should know this, but I don't. Why is this called the Gingerman or the Cookie Cutter Classic?
Okay, I don't know the answer to that. I was just thinking the same thing last night. It's like, I wonder why they call it that.
I was thinking like gingerbread cookies. Like,
oh, okay.
They go for that.
That makes sense.
That is not an official response. I don't know, but that's what my brain went to. Cookies. I mean,
that makes sense. So
it does.
Naturally, I wouldn't think of it.
I like cookies,
cutter.
so.
Classic Gingerman. Okay, yeah, I could go with that.
Okay. It beats anything I could come up with.
I'd like to find out why they call it Gingerman too, because it's not, it's not the area they live. They're actually in South Haven.
Right.
I don't think there's any place called Gingerman actually there. So it'd be interesting to find out the history. A little bit more information.
I'll get our
why.
crack research staff on that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
In other words, I'll look it up. Got nothing else better to do, right?
I'm popping it in the old Google.
If there were only some way you could look up things
on the fly.
On the fly, yeah.
Do you have one of those encyclopedias, Doc?
I do, but I don't think Gingerman's in there. Let's see. They opened in 1995. Let's see. Clear runoffs, wide, smooth paving. We knew that. Okay, so Wiki is not that much help.
Nope.
Yeah, I think I've been through most of it. I haven't found the answer to those. So Crank Yankers in 17th spot right now. BMW in 16th. They've climbed quite a few spots to get up there. Over-engineered in 21st. Cremaster Racing is in 24th right now. They've dropped a few spots. Endeavor to Preserve and their Nissans in 25th. Utter Chaos, the team we were watching in their Dodge Chrysler Neon, in 27th. Low Farm Racing's climbed 13 spots. They're in 28th right now. That's the team that E46 that had engine failure yesterday. Got that car out there racing today. IPF in 31st. Cool Ranch Racing in 37th spot. Sounds like they're way in the back, but they've actually passed 6 cars for position to get to that spot. Some of the cars in the pits, the Pawnee Crap, the Go-Kart Racing, or the Kart Go Racing. Turn and Burn, Auto Body Specialist, actually they just turned their fastest lap time. They're not in the pits. Rooster Racing and Cast Motorsport in the pits. Arbank Racing also not turning laps at this time. They may have retired that car. I'm not sure they have another axle for it. It sounded like they were on their last axle, so... Maybe all that they have. Fortunately, it's a bit of a drive for them. They're based out of the Chicago and Pennsylvania area, so it's not too much of a journey. If they just come away with one win, that's still a pretty good deal.
I wish I knew nothing about failed axles. Some cars, that's the weak point, right?
Well, yeah.
I have a front-wheel drive car. Replace axle constantly. The story.
Well, pretty soon you have a rear-wheel drive car. And those hold up a little bit better. E36 see half shafts hold up. They're pretty heavy. They're quite a bit different.
Yeah.
All right, so I haven't found any new knowledge.
Yeah. I'll probably have to call the track and get a hold of somebody.
Let's make Bill do it.
I'm sending them an email, but I don't know if they're checking email.
Bill's got plenty to do.
Oh, he's not. He's loafing. I'm kidding. Bill works very, very hard.
At turn 7 there, going into that sweeper. Fog's still kind of thick out there, but gradually improving, we hope.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's having trouble seeing out there. Maybe they're having a little tough time telling the tire smoke from fog.
Those guys that drove VIR, are experienced with this, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen several cars lock them up, so. Yeah, the thing that was interesting about VIR is, that river circles the track almost all the way around. And it was interesting how the fog kept shifting to different parts of the track.
Yeah, it would just be on a couple of turns only in that one spot, and then the rest of the track would be okay. And then it would move over, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Keeps you on your toes for sure.
That's one way to put it.
Well, if we went green at basically at 9:30.
Right.
Coming up on 10:30, so we've been out for about 45 minutes. Should see pit stop somewhere around 11 o'clock, but that's going to be right when the quiet hour comes upon us, so strategy comes into play here. Do you pit before to get your fueling and your driver change done?
Well, with the 7-hour race, it's not quite as critical as it would be with an 8-hour race. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, I'm thinking you pit ahead of time because you're going to be getting to the point where you're running low on fuel anyway.
Right.
So you probably want to pit early, which means about 20 till, if I'm thinking right. I believe they will probably go full course caution at a quarter till or 10 till.
Right.
And they're going to close the pits about 5 minutes early, so you're going to have to make that pit stop around 20 till or a quarter till. Somewhere in that time frame.
Right. And that driver
around 20 till.
You'd have to change drivers.
Yeah, you're going to do a driver change, but that's
guy
fine.
can get right back in the car when we go back to green at noon.
Yeah, that's really not a concern.
An hour rest period. So.
Right. So if you jump in right before they close the pits, you can do your pit stop and just stay there, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know how they do that. If you're in the pits, don't you join the end of the field? Maybe you want to get out, do a full pit stop.
When you come in.
Yeah, it seems like you'd want to come in.
Pit stop and get back out.
Right.
So you're either going to do it before they close the pits or after.
Right. If I had a brain, I could explain it. But strangely, for some reason, I don't want to give our viewers any misinformation like I do most of the time.
Oh, Doc, why stop now?
I know. It's kind of breaking with the mold, huh? Let's see. Maybe we can all come to a consensus. This will be like a decision by committee. If the pits will close at 15 minutes, typically. So you pit about 20. If you're on pit road, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
It's okay. You're going to injure yourself, don't
Yeah. Oh my God, I could kill the last 2 brain cells I have. And then where would I be?
Right. You'd be down here with the rest of us.
Right. I wonder. Wait a minute. I might have this actually written down.
I would think you would want to come to the pits and get back out and join the field and not get stuck there.
Right.
GWR behind. Premature accelerators about to put them a lap down.
Isn't it basically the same rules as Park for May?
Right. It would be under red flag condition, right?
Yeah. They're going to come out and pick up the field.
I have this information. I just got to get to it. It's in my race notebook that we carry on race weekends. Let's see. Okay.
It's like saying Park for May.
Yeah. Okay. So I have this written down. So this should be fairly accurate. And nobody expects accuracy from us anyway. So we're going to be miles ahead of the game. 20 minutes prior to the end of well, in this case, the quiet hour, a warning is displayed to all cars on course from the start-finish stand. This is the signal that the pits are closing in 5 minutes. 15 minutes prior to the end of that period, pit row is closed. So you got 5 minutes to get into the pits. Cars already on pit row can finish their service and leave when they want. Cars who hit pit road after we close it and are not damaged are sent down pit road as they pass through and back out on the track. No stopping in their pit box is allowed. Now that, I don't know if that changes. Cars who hit pit road after we close it and are damaged but repairable can cover their stall and repair their damage. No fuel, no driver changes, or other mechanical work is allowed. This is a judgment call. So cars who hit pit road after we close it and are damaged beyond repair are taken to the paddock. So, all right, with 1 lap to go before quiet hour, and I'm changing this because it says before the day is over. A full course caution is displayed and the pace car is sent out to pick up the leader. The full field is collected and brought down pit road. So, and all these things, it's quiet hour. You cannot work on your car. You can turn off the GoPro, get your driver out, obviously. I think you are allowed to empty your cool box now.
Yes, you can service your cool box, you can service your camera,
and your
of course you can take the driver.
Telemetry devices.
Yeah, but that's it. So Junk in the Trunk up to 7th now, and GMS Racing is passed for 3rd spot now. So it's GWR, Ludicrous Speed, GMS, Whole Lot of Laps, Team Milan in P5, Victoria's Secret in 6th, Junk in the Trunk in 7th, then it's Misfire, Premature Accelerators in 9th, and Bavarian Mustache Works in 10th.
You know, that Team Milan, that's a fast little Miata. Jeff's got some great finishes with that car at some tough tracks like, you know, Road America. You would think those Miatas wouldn't stand a chance there, but several of them have some good finishes there. And
it's an Ecotech swap, too.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Which puts them in the B class.
Right.
Makes those cars pretty fast. Pretty incredible.
Well, you don't have to be the fastest car on the racetrack.
But it helps.
But it helps.
Knew that was coming. Pretty soon we're going to trot out the dead cat.
Somebody was asking about that, actually.
You missed me, didn't you, yesterday?
Yes, you were sorely missed. Sorely.
I had fun, though. It was fun watching the broadcast, you know. And, of course, I was like, I didn't bring my headset on purpose.
Yeah, because you'd be tempted to get involved.
Right.
Yeah. You had other things to do.
Yeah. It was fun. It was hot out there, though. Yeesh.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you got a major award.
I'm telling you, it's going right. I'm building the trophy case now. I'm planning it out in my head.
That's cool.
Hey, any trophies count?
Absolutely. I got 2 trophies yesterday.
2?
Yes.
I only heard about the one.
We got a trophy for the car, and my pool team won the divisional championship. So I got a dust collector there, and I didn't even have to do any work for it.
You're going to need a trophy case now.
I got a lot of dart trophies and pool trophies. The dart ones I took down because there were so many of them. But yeah, I'm starting to get a pretty good pool trophy case going too. And it was funny because we had by all means, a lousy season. I think we finished, 6th out of 12 teams, which for us is horrible. And it's like, well, you just have an off year. I had one player that just had a dismal year. He's normally lights out. And he just had a bad year or a bad season. And it's like, all right, well, we made the playoffs, so we made a wild card, and that was a nail biter. We won by 1 point to go on to the division championships. And then yesterday, the guys just smoked our opponent. So it was pretty sweet. They were overjoyed. And it showed when I joined them at our local watering hole later.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you were able to do that and celebrate with those guys a little bit.
Absolutely, guys and gals.
Yeah. Reno Watson now about a minute out on ludicrous speed, so continuing to gap. Lap times are actually pretty similar when you look at the two, but some of that can be traffic. But Greeno Watson, I think, just really doing a little bit better job of maintaining the faster lap times in the traffic. Where we see ludicrous speed struggling a little bit with staying in those sub 150 lap times.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, we've talked about this before, but that's one of the benefits, I think, of iRacing, because, you can learn the preferred line around a track, but with this many cars, you're not going to get it every lap. You obviously need to know each corner, but you have to know where you can pass without being on the racing line.
Right.
Yeah, the traffic management's key.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping your bumpers clean and your quarter panels clean.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Somebody came up to us yesterday when we were out there displaying our car and said, so this is an old vintage racer. How long's been since it's been racing? And it's like, oh, it's been a good 2 months. It's like, really? It's like, yeah.
I thought it was some old retired car.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, no. I said, we're on schedule to do 6 races this year. And he says, well, so is this like club racing? And it's like, well, it's a big club. I said, at Daytona, we start over 120 cars. And he's like, what? And people are kind of incredulous. And he says, well, are these like sprint races? It's like, no, our shortest race is 7 hours. And they're like, you got to be kidding me. So It's kind of fun to tell people about our series because their eyes just keep getting wider and wider.
It is difficult to explain. It's difficult to explain road racing anyway, but when I tell them we're running, 7 hour, 8 hour, 24 hour races, like, how can you do that?
Right.
Well, You have a bunch of drivers. You take turns. You just
And
keep
you
the
have
car
very
going.
and you have very little brain cells.
Very little brain cells, very little sleep, and absolutely no money.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they say, if you want to be a millionaire in racing,
Yeah.
what do they say?
Start with 2.
There you go.
Or more.
The best way to a small fortune is to start with a large fortune and go racing.
Yeah. But, once you tell everybody, okay, well, there's 5 of you, I said it's really, it's no more, well, it's probably an expensive habit, but, if you consider, okay, we're racing at Daytona, Watkins Glen, Laguna Seca, Sebring. That's like the equivalent of a golf player playing the Blue Monster or, Augusta National. So, and that ain't cheap. So, I mean, for a golf weekend with your buddies, I bet you come close because they're going to stay at nice hotels. So their hotel expenditure is a lot bigger than ours, But those green fees aren't cheap to play those legendary courses. Hell, Augusta, you can't even pay green fees. You have to be invited there. So it's really no different than, say, your hobby was deep sea fishing. That ain't cheap. Or if your hobby was
we got
flying.
2 cars turned around there. Look at it, turn 3. 2 cars pointing the wrong direction there. Looks like they must have gotten together as they went into the braking zone there. But
A tandem spin.
It looked that way.
Synchronized spinning.
Yeah. But anyway, Doc, go ahead.
Well, it's not really any different from any other, rather, it's an expensive hobby. It's more expensive than needlepoint, or building model cars or something. But it's not really out of that world. There looks like a car off to the left or right there as well. Just the nose of it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
it's a blue car.
competitor. Yeah,
Chris, maybe that's a blue MR2, right?
it is a blue MR2.
But I'm sure we have other blue cars. Bill,
I'm not even sure it's a race car. I'm wondering. Well, it's not protected though. It's got to be.
It's got to be a race car.
I would tend to agree.
So anyway, there's my diatribe on racing expenses. But when you split it with 5 guys, it's not that bad.
Right. Well, one of the things I think that holds up some of the teams, because I've thought about it, is how am I going to support the team? Where am I going to find drivers and all of that? Well, that's where Low Tide Motorsports can come in and help you out.
Sure.
So that's another idea. Help fortify the team a little bit, take some of the pressure off, make it a little more fun for everybody.
Help you with those pit stops or mechanical issues that you might have during the race.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that saved us when Matt Flynn came on board with Matt Harper with Flying Wrench came on board. We're able to effect repairs on our car. We've pounded enough rocker shafts through the firewall and through the distributor cap, depending on which rocker arm broke. But Matt and them can do it so much quicker than us, one of the things that one of my teammates mentioned, he says the thing he misses the most is it's not the racing, it was all of us getting together to work on the car. And he said, we usually have a, case of beer and stuff. And I kind of miss that too, but it sure is nice having professionals work on your car.
Absolutely. We saw drivers left their crank anchors being towed on a strap, so they're being pulled in. They may have been one of the cars that went off track there a little bit earlier. So we'll see what's going on with Tyler's car. As soon as we hear anything, we'll bring it to you.
All right, I got to do my little lap charts.
All right, so we'll take a quick station break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Stay with us, everybody.
In 1977, Bill Wood set the standard for high-performance brakes. Today, every Willwood product is born from racing technology and is proudly manufactured in the USA. Engineered, designed, rigorously tested to deliver unsurpassed control on and off the track. Whether it's for cruising or absolute performance, Willwood has an application for the ultimate stopping experience. Race-proven, street-ready, drive Willwood.
Lifeline is a fire suppression company. We focus on innovation and leading the market in the fire safety category. What's important to us is that we keep drivers safe, that we keep teams safe, that we spare equipment. It's motorsport, it's a dangerous environment. We certainly have gas and oil and combustibles that we're carrying along in a very dynamic environment. Fire is not uncommon. It's our job to put out the fire, make sure our drivers walk away safe, and make sure we can keep doing this. Our market-leading product is a Novec based. It's a 3M Novec fire suppressant. And what really makes us special is the delivery system. This new 8865-3620 system puts that Novec, two separate systems, puts Novec in the cockpit, Novec in the engine bay in less than a second, immediately engulfing the area with a fire extinguishant. So by flooding the area that quickly, we're able to actually put out fires, save equipment, save our drivers. Obviously, that's the most important part. As we continue to develop, as we continue to push and innovate, we're really working hand in hand with both motorsports and military. So what does a Wayne Taylor race car that's going around the track at 180 miles an hour have to do with a personnel carrier? Very harsh environments, as we're at Sebring and this car is banging around, and the stress is on this fire system again to make this piece live, so that it's available, so that it will put out a fire when it's called upon.
So we're back at Gingerman Raceway in the pits, looking over the crank yankers machine, and they are all over that engine trying to find what's wrong with it. Obviously, there's been some pretty heavy contact on the passenger side. What's up, Bill?
Yeah, they had so they started up and it just goes wide open throttle, and they're trying to figure out why the throttle stays wide open. They're not really concerned about the door. Cage protected everything. They're looking for something that cracked maybe, or it's letting spare air in, because it just went wide open once he started it up. So
yeah, those M20 B25, they don't like high RPMs. That's when you tend to crack those rocker arms.
They're just a pile of guys all over the engine trying to figure out what's going on.
It has to be something in the intake itself.
Rodney Earwood is there, of course, one of the drivers this weekend.
I think he's probably in the car.
No, Tyler's in the car.
Tyler's in the car right now, but Rodney's was just there to the right with the ball cap on there. Look at this. We got like 5 guys around the car trying to figure out what is wrong with it. They had such a good start of the race.
What happened, Tyler?
What?
Just knocked something loose for you, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
Tyler, what happened?
I was going into turn 3. Well, we only have 4th gear, so turn 3 is terrible. So coming into turn 3, I was holding my line. It looked like the BMW of Bavarian Mustache Works came in and just hit my door. So not really quite sure what happened. So, and then the throttle is wide open now.
Start the car, get prepared to shut that off.
All right, now it did not go wide open.
See, he's got one of those swan mounts on his rear wing.
Yeah, that's one of the Evan Horner designs there.
Ah.
Yeah, I like Evan's wings there. They're pretty sweet. We may move to something like that. They have actual aero numbers on the wing, which are pretty good. Let me stand out of the front of this car, because if it suddenly takes off on us, that would hurt me. Make great video though.
Wildly entertaining.
It's great TV.
Well, I've always just tried to get you punched out, but man, if I could get you run
Oh,
over.
right here. There's a hole right here in the throttle body. So all the excess air was going in there. So they're trying to make something to fill it up with. So
need to cap it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a cap or something that when they got hit, it came out. That's interesting. Toyota Celica is in the 144. Looks like they're going to be putting a driver in. And fuel. Their guys are coming over the wall. So there's a 785 passing under yellow. Past the wrecker. So the 90 car's in. They're getting their drivers in.
Should be going to close the pits here shortly, Bill.
Why?
Quiet hour.
Quiet hour. So he passed the safety vehicle, and I guess the safety vehicle didn't wave him past.
No, they passed a car next to the safety vehicle.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Wow, they were in fourth place.
Somebody's doing a real quick alignment up here on their car. Doing a toe, using toe plates. The 662 car.
That's they were running in 11th place.
Well, they're doing a toe adjustment on the car, so. So what happened?
No comment.
What was that?
No comment.
Oh.
That's of course the car that hit Tyler's car.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah, we just found out why. We'll just leave it. You might want to tighten up them belts just a little bit more. Yeah, there you go, man. Make it hurt. No comment on that. The 187 is in right now. They're putting fuel in their car. So let me find out. So what cars are offline when it comes to video? Paulie?
I'm sorry, say again, Bill.
What cars are offline with video?
Oh,
So say again, I got you blank. I was behind the tower and you blanked out on me. Okay. Oh, they found the cap. They found the cap. Okay. They're yelling at me again.
You're getting yelled at again?
Yeah, they're coming in.
I want to make you get out of the way.
Yeah, the Miata. Team Mayulan is coming in. God, they just really hate me.
I was going to say, you should have just told them, you guys aren't going to win anyway. Quit.
Paul says you guys ain't going to win anyway, so.
Look how far away he's standing.
They want to fight. They want to fight, Paul.
Look how far back he's standing when he says that.
Paul says you guys are awesome.
Yeah, well, he's just trying to make up now.
So how many trophies do you guys have?
There's a little stack in the corner, but none of them are quite low enough numbers yet.
Yeah, Paul has one. Paul has one stacked in the corner too. So.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Now
Just
we've
one.
asked for it.
GWR's out there turning laps. It won't be long. We should be closing the pits here shortly.
Yeah, they should have been given the 5 minutes till pit row is closed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I forgot it was so late. Didn't make sense. Why are they closing pit lane? Oh, yeah. Now I know why. A lot of cars coming in to get their fuel stop now.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a point in Tyler going back out. I don't know how the strategy works for these guys.
Well, my Elon is in.
Right. To me, that makes sense. It pit right before they close, get the pit stop done, get out.
Right.
And then line up.
Well, doesn't that kind of screw with the rest of your day, though, since you're going out to 5?
Well, it's a 7-hour race anyway, Bill.
Well, you're out for 2 hours, so you really have to pit. The question is...
Yeah, the 146 just came in. They left pit lane for the start of this race with that car just struggling to get up here, popping and buzzing and popping, and it was pretty bad. So the 186, they discovered the part that went missing out of the car. It was sitting up on the frame rail. So they put it all back together. As the 144 leaves the number down.
Well, thanks, Leslie. We're glad to do the broadcast for you. I'm glad you're watching, and look forward to seeing you at one of the next races. Sorry you couldn't make it.
Just one. We won at all the races.
Leslie's obviously been drinking this morning. She says the announcers are very knowledgeable. It must be 5 o'clock where Leslie is. Thanks, Leslie. We kid because we care. Thank you for the kind words.
Hood going back on the crank anchors car.
So 187 leaves pit lane. They're still doing the alignment on the car that hit crank anchors, or they collided together. We don't know who's at fault there.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Probably 3 stories, right?
Yeah. Which is interesting because there's only 2 cars involved.
Right.
The fog has lifted, but it is extremely muggy out here. Like, my glasses keep fogging up, and it's the equipment's just not acting right. I was trying to do pictures and video, and just everything fogged up, so I put that all down, and I don't want to ruin the gear. Need it for the rest for next week. We need it.
So that's your story, huh?
Yeah, and I'm sticking to it.
So cars were showing in the pits, whole lot of laps. Of course, Team Milan. Utter chaos is in the pits. BMW, Sheetbox Racing.
The Mustache Works in there doing that alignment.
So the 150 is doing a tire change on the front. They put new tire on the right front.
Oh.
Looks like they put one on the left front too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pit road is closed. The purple car can come in though. So anybody that comes through, they have to do a pass through and go back on track.
Yep.
So Ludicrous Speed has been passed by GMS for P2.
Well, they've been moving steadily up. I mean, GMS didn't even start in the top 25 today, so a half an hour into the race, they were already in 4th place.
That's such a tough team. They are just
6-0
amazing.
603 is leaving pit lane.
Certainly proved that at Nelson Legends.
662 got their front end realigned, pointing kind of straight ahead, so they're headed back out right now.
And that helps.
182, the Dodge Charger. that says Saturn on the back.
Yeah, those cars are so similar. I can see where you'd have trouble. It's also kind of like the neons, you know. Is it the Dodge or the Plymouth?
Hi.
So Team Milan heads back out of the pits. They did that tire change. I don't know if they took fuel or not, but
yeah, they took fuel.
Okay.
241's in pit lane. Low Farm Racing. They're putting a new. Oh, they're popping the hood now. They got a new. Oh no, they were just checking the pins. They got a new driver in. They did an engine swap yesterday. Looks like they just put 10 gallons in the tank.
Yeah, they've been out turning laps today. They got 35 laps in, only 43 by the leader.
Yeah, the 146 has his hood up as the 606 is getting ready to get pushed back out as they put their window net up.
Love to see that. Guys got that engine replaced, and they're out here racing today. Way to go, guys.
So Tyler's car just went by, and it sounded pretty good as he's out there testing it, make sure it doesn't go wide open throttle again. That's got to be scary. You guys ever gone wide open throttle in a race?
No.
I'm not sure I've done it at a racetrack. I think
A lot of other strange things, but not that one.
Yeah, I had one go on my Corolla
there's still
back
time.
Mm-hmm.
I had one go. Yeah, I had one happen on my Corolla back in about '86.
So you got up to like 40, huh?
It was a GTS.
Oh,
one of those
45. Thank you.
45.
It was a 418 that gave me, and the throttle body broke, and it just stuck right open. Yeah, luckily I was in a place where it didn't really matter. It's just that, you have that second or two where you realize what the heck just happened, and then you shut it off. But that engine revved to 1 million anyway, so. Or 8,000 RPM, but Toyota's rev limiters are pretty good. There goes my Elon down the front straightaway. So did you guys explain how they do this this red flag and why we do the red flag?
Yeah, we didn't call it red flag. We just call it the quiet hour. But the quiet hour is actually for a local church service, so we're quiet during that time. But we talked about the logistics of it.
As best we could.
Yes. Second to none. There's the tree.
The tree.
I love it. They need to keep it too. It's very important.
Absolutely.
So I can always say there is a tree.
One tree.
It's the Gingerman tree. I like the Gingerman tree. It's who has the dog?
That's fine.
Hey, Bill.
Sorry.
What?
Bill. Do you know why the track is called Gingerman? We looked for it.
Yeah, I know, but I'd have to kill you after I told you. So
Well, I'll die pretty soon anyway, Bill.
Gingerman, I don't know. Email the track.
Tiffany did.
Okay. Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag, turn 1.
They should be going full course here pretty soon.
I think we have somebody off track. I'm moving up there real quick. Yeah, there's a car off.
That's not
green.
quick, Bill.
It's a green Honda.
Run.
No.
Union rules. Man, it is. Let me tell you what. This is extremely muggy today, and it's really thick.
Stay hydrated, Bill, because that'll sneak up on you in this weather.
Oh yeah.
You're sweating and you don't realize it.
Oh, no, I'm sweating. I realize it. People going, "Are you okay?" They keep coming up. "Are you all right? Are you okay?" Why is Tiffany whispering?
What?
You were whispering.
No, she's not. No.
No, I think you're losing your hearing, Bill.
To me, race car noises.
I love race car noises. I've had them in my ears for the last 6 weeks.
The other day I went grocery shopping, imagine that. And I was coming out of the grocery store. They just built a new store. And as I'm putting the groceries in my car, I hear that zoop, zoop, noise of the impact. And I got a smile on my face. And I was like, yeah.
So do you get people coming up to you in the grocery store saying, "Hey, I saw you on TV"?
Hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, me neither. I was just wondering. Because we have, what, 150,000 people watch us now? We got yellow. Can't tell if it's a yellow flag or a white flag into 17 right now. The flag's waving.
Well, a white flag would be a safety vehicle.
I can't, because the color is kind of washed out because of the fog. So it looks like a yellow waving. So it must be 185 is down there, is what race control is saying. So they got a truck coming for them. I can't see. Can you have the camera down there to see?
On which corner? I'm sorry.
17 or 11.
Oh, 11?
Yeah, that's
one of those.
Whatever.
Forget where I'm at, what track I'm at.
You're thinking VIR. You've been camped out at VIR for the last 14 days, and
I was thinking of Sebring. I'm already, we're already planning our future races. So the 140.
I'm excited for.
Yeah.
But no, I don't see anything out of the 11 corner.
146 is on our way back out of pit lane. Jimmy's looking out there, so it might be out of camera view.
So they don't know it yet, but I'm going to hitch a ride with Running Bulls Racing and head down to Sebring. Yeah, I haven't told them.
Oh, no, you told me.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you haven't told Red or Running Bulls?
No, I haven't told them yet. I talked to him a long time about problems. You're going to have to share your hotel room, though, Bill.
Yeah, well, if you won, how far is it? If you can meet me on 95 somewhere, then I can pick you up. Because Mike's flying. I think Michael's flying down, which means I have to drive all the way down.
No, Running Bulls is like 30 minutes down the road from me.
Oh, okay. All right.
And Michael and I are good friends. So,
yeah, I don't know how I'm getting down there.
Yeah, if Mike's flying. Well,
First class.
You got to take the van, right, Bill?
That's a long way to go in that van, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, you'd rent a car for that, right? That's got to be what, 12 hours for you?
It's just more money out of my pocket. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. That's a long trip.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's not, the last 2 years I've gone with Chiswick, so, or actually, no, the year before that, Ian drove. So, this time it's kind of, last time it was really nice with Mike driving because I just slept in the back seat. Woke up every now and then saying, is that check engine light still on?
Because it'd be bad if it went off, right?
Okay, they're getting a pace car ready.
Okay, so they're going to bring him out at 5. So, okay.
So, yeah, he's getting in the pace car now. He's going to get his flashers turned on and get ready to go.
Yeah, picking up the leader, which is GWR Racing. Now we're full course caution, according to Race Hero.
Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Everybody's slowing down.
Except for that car.
Except for that guy. We don't even know if they're actually flying the flags out there yet, but it's... I think I can't see that flag stand from here, but... Coming onto the front straightaway, so we know.
And here he goes by another car.
He's passing all kinds
another car.
He's thinking, man, this is going great for me. Oh, there's the yellows.
I must be going really fast now.
Okay, oh, wait a minute. Maybe not.
All right. So they got that. They picked up the GWR car with the tire rack guys right behind him.
It's like, if all of a sudden you pick up like 4 positions, maybe you should look for a flag stand.
Drink your water bottle into Hawaiian punch. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Well, they should have been in touch with him too to let him know, hey, this is what's going to happen. Be ready. Watch the flag stands.
He was ready, all right. He was ready to pass some other cars under the yellow. I wouldn't do it on the main straight though.
if you're gonna do it,
yeah,
go out in style.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go big or stay at home, right?
I mean, if they're gonna black flag you,
yeah, it might as well be for
does it really matter if you pass 1 or 6? Does it really matter?
Is that an incremental penalty or no?
Probably not.
Okay.
I got a
I mean, if
picture
you
camera.
you spend 1 lap passing everybody, go big, man.
Do the crime, do the time, right? I don't know. It occurs to me if I all of a sudden pass 4 cars that I've been trailing for, 10 laps, I might want to check the flag stand.
Might something be going on? Yeah.
Yeah. There might be some information I need.
Well, I think the funniest thing was at Watkins Glen. I'm pretty sure I passed under yellow, and I didn't get called in.
Right.
So I finished my stint, and John goes out,
Oh, yeah.
and he gets called in for yellow. He's like, "What happened? What happened?" I don't know, John. I guess you messed up.
You screwed up, son. Well, and of course, with a huge field like that, the black flag, they're radioing this stuff, but you can only show so many cars a black flag at once. So it takes them sometimes to get a little caught up.
Well, I blamed it on him.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was hilarious. I thought it was pretty funny. He probably didn't think it was all that funny. But.
Well, people's senses of humor are different. I think that's hysterical.
We had gone to yellow for something because it's Watkins Glen. There's a yellow every half hour.
Right.
And then they went back to green, so I called it. I said green, and so he went, and then they brought him in. They said, and he's like, you told me to go, and I'm like, well, yeah, that was probably fine. Well, I told him, I said, the rule is, just because you call out green on this front straight doesn't mean you can start passing people, because if they're not green in the corner, then you're if they haven't pulled the yellows out, then you're passing under yellow. So it's your fault.
Polly.
Well,
Tiffany sounded appalled.
Which made it even funnier.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can't screw your friends,
who can you?
Right.
This is behavior I expect from Doc, but Polly.
Look, if you're going to throw somebody under the bus, throw them hard so the front wheels get them.
And make sure it's the car owner. I mean, don't mess around.
Wait a minute. Whoa. I was okay up until that point.
Hit a little close to home.
Yeah.
No, that was funny. I'll never forget that.
Oh, yeah. See, you can tell stories like that from the track forever. You remember that time.
Mm-hmm.
Some things you just never forget to.
Oh, there we got the camera coming online. So they're coming in for their. They're gonna line them up in the pits here, and this is for the required quiet hour we have every year here at Gingerman Raceway on Sunday for a local church. Shut them down at 11 o'clock. We'll bring them back up at 12.
We'll have one at Barber too.
Yep.
Don't think we have one at AMP.
I don't remember having one at
Yeah, I don't remember one there, but I know Barber.
Always from 11 to 12 Central.
So they'll start this other clock here. I can get this working right.
And actually, our first quiet hour was at Barber, and we screwed that up so bad. When we went back to racing, we forgot to carry the radio down to the car to do a radio check. We forgot this, we forgot that. So I have a list now that, it's kind of like unloading the trailer. Okay, we need this, we need that, we need this. So we have it all. But, that was our second race ever. We were August, it was hot. We had replaced God only knows how many fuel pumps. In fact, we were passing tools over the fence because they locked up the fence. So we were hoisting tools over the wall.
Goodness. And if you haven't raced with the quiet hour before, that just, changes the strategy a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's another thing to remember, right? More to-do lists and more options.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it was fairly simple, that we forgot the radio, but then we couldn't do a mic check.
Right, because your car is not coming back to your pit stall. It's lining up.
Right. So you get your guy out and stuff, and then when you get back to the car, I think back then we were allowed to do, well, no, we weren't allowed to do any work. But again, without your radio, it's like, does your mic work? He says, how would I know?
Right, because nobody can hear him. Right.
I mean, when I started the car, it keyed in. So yeah, I think it works. And it had rained. We had forgot the tarp. It was miserable.
Right. You got to remember to take all that stuff. If you got a camera, or if you got any kind of equipment in the car, you want to take it out, charge it, or whatever, so it doesn't stay running, and then put it back in.
Yeah, there's no sense of running your GoPro for an hour of looking at the car in front of you.
Right.
So here's what we're going to do, folks. It looks like the broadcasting software has actually locked in position here. Can't maneuver it, which is kind of perfect timing because we're under red flag. There's no racing.
Right.
So I'm going to have to restart that. That'll break the streams, but it'll reconnect automatically with YouTube as soon as we restart the software. But with Facebook, it won't. We'll have to set up a new stream for that real quick, and then. But we've got some other things to talk about. We've got some video to play out, so. So it won't be long. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. So
I'm going to take a quick break then to fix myself something to eat.
That sounds like a plan.
And I will rejoin you then.
All right. I'll talk to you later.